lot of reasons for people to these days to die. You know, gun violence, uh, cancer,
Mm-hmm.
but the fourth leading cause of death in the U.S. is what?
Poverty.
Poverty.
Poverty. Yes.
How does that? Okay, you gonna have to explain this to me. Break it down. Break it down. Break it down.
I mean, when we think about what poverty is or what they told us it was,
Right.
in reality, we're talking about this is after COVID-19, but we knew what poverty was, especially in our community,
Well,
way before COVID-19 hit.
girl, look, don't get to preaching up in here now, okay?
So I mean, when we talking about poverty,
Mhm.
that contends with homelessness,
Right.
that contends with helplessness,
Right.
hopelessness.
Yes.
Um, in the city of Milwaukee, those of us who was considered well-to-do, that such thing as a middle class, right now is in poverty.
You know, let me just say this as a non-native
Hmm.
of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. My very first observation, I kid you not, I call home and I say this. Either you're doing well in here or here in Milwaukee or you're not.
That part.
There's nothing in
And
between.
there's no in between. There is no gray area. It's either it's black or it's white. Um, and in layman's terms, those of us that was middle class before the pandemic,
Mm. Pandemic. Woo! She about to preach up in here, y'all. Let's go.
it exacerbated during. And so now we finding ourselves overall
Mhm.
in one of the richest nations
Mhm.
that the cause of death is now due to poverty when they got those of us that are suffering in poverty feeling sorry for those that are fleeing Afghanistan.
You know, every time I hear stuff like this, right?
Hmm.
I always think it's Pac. Got money for war, but can't feed
Feed the
the
poor.
poor.
Come on. Come on.
Ooh. I mean, you know, when I think about it, I am from Seattle, Washington,
Okay.
where the rate of homelessness
Mm.
is astronomical. It is out of this world. You go there. Now, see, people say, oh, yeah, we got a few homeless people downtown. It is
No.
nothing like what you see there. You see thousands of homeless people,
Oh, no doubt.
like under bridges, living under
Hey,
bridges. Like, who does that? They
they
do.
here they evicted the homeless and made it a dog
Oh,
park.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So again, when we looking at California, when you looking at Baltimore, I mean, right now is one of the worst times I've ever seen
Mm-hmm.
when we're talking about homelessness. But there's a thing that's going on right now where they have this group of individuals who are not being considered homeless.
Right.
They lost their houses, but now they're living in hotels.
Right. Now, you know, we got to start this day off right.
We do. We
We
do.
we slipping a little bit. We have Minister Kevin on the
Minister
line.
Kevin.
We got to get that prayer because we talking
Hey,
about homeless. We talking about poverty.
Yes.
We talking to people about people dying, and I know Minister Kevin go take care of it right here. He gonna send that prayer up and get us
Yes,
started
he is.
right.
We was just giving everybody a synopsis
Yes.
on how real this show about to get.
Exactly.
So, yeah, Minister Kevin, you are needed.
Yes. Go to take it away because we need
hey,
this.
I'm just listening, loving what y'all talking about, opening up the eyes of the people. That's what's needed. You know, it's all Queens Day. Got the Queens on the mics today. I
Yes.
appreciate it.
I'm I'm
And
I'm here though
I'm
too,
going
but
to
it's
listen to the
okay.
entire show. Well, we know what you're talking about. We know you there. You can't go on without you, bro.
Exactly.
But I'm just enjoying it, listening, enjoying it. Just made it back in a town a half hour ago, just in time to get this prayer in.
Hey.
All right,
So,
there we go.
you know, it's just something I love to do. Like I said, I'm glad to hear you ladies on. I know Kyle's on too. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we're going to jump in with the prayer. Dear Lord, we honor you for giving us the opportunity to get things right. We all haven't been perfect, but we are perfected by your righteousness, your grace, and your mercy. When we are downtrodden, we know that you are just a call away. You are the lifter of every bowed down head and a strong tower in the time of storm. Now, Father, we beseech you to watch over every soul under the sound of my voice, as well as their family and loved ones too. The enemy is plotting day and night trying to destroy us, but what he meant for our bad, you already turned around for our good. I speak life and life more abundantly in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you,
Amen.
King.
Thank you.
Powerful.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. That's just what we needed to get us started, girl. We had to do that right. You know what I mean? We had to do that right.
Look, it's about to get heavy, and we definitely needed that prayer.
Exactly. Exactly.
So thank you, Minister Kevin. As always, we thank you
Yes.
in totality because again, this life is getting heavy, and to have those words,
Yeah. Yeah.
give you a more reason to move forward.
Exactly. Exactly. So the fourth leading cause of death in the United States
Yes, it's
is
poverty.
poverty.
Mm-hmm.
How does that translate for you into death?
When you think about what poverty consists of, lack of jobs, lack of education, being black in America, lack of health care, and even when you have the ability to have the top of the line insurance, black women are still dying due to the fact that the way that it's set up, that our doctors don't believe us when we tell them
Preach.
that I'm in pain.
Preach. That is so what it is. That is so what it is. Especially if you have top of the line health care. They don't believe you, and the next thing you know,
you die too.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why my primary care provider is African American.
Okay.
Because it's a thing.
Yeah. It's definitely a thing.
And you can't, and it's like, people can't tell you it's not a thing.
Again, they can't tell me nothing because I'm telling you my experience.
Exactly.
As a black woman
As
in America.
a black woman in America.
You can't tell me that what I'm saying is not factual.
True.
This is I mean, when we try to put all of this in a basket.
Yes.
Tori always say that there's 300 fires burning in our community.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Times 5.
Absolutely.
So when we talking about poverty with the lack thereof, especially in our community, what that looks like.
Right. And for one person it may mean one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And for another, because it doesn't even, that's the thing about it for us. You may not be in an impoverished state at this point, but who's to say next week you won't?
Come on. And that's the reality. So when we're talking about poverty right now, we're talking about, how the middle class then kind of disappeared. But what about those that was impoverished even when there was a middle class? Where are they?
Right.
So this is where the death.
Because you see all the projects.
Oh, yeah.
But you see where some of them were.
Yes.
So they knocked down those, and you're like, okay, where everybody from,
that part.
West Lawn go? Where West Lawn?
Come on. Come on.
I mean, and you see, okay, what they doing construction over there?
Again, every time to me, it seems to me that, mainstream media, because again, this topic that we're speaking about, you don't see it on mainstream media.
No, you
don't. It's a struggle to even find it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And when I did the Google, which I'm big on DuckDuckGo.
Okay.
Because if you try to match certain things, it's not matching. It never adds up when you just Google, because that's the mainstream idea.
Right.
So when I'm looking through this and then I'm seeing that it's the fourth leading in the U.S., where Milwaukee sits.
Right. And you know what they say, isn't Milwaukee one of the worst places?
To be black and to raise a black child.
Well, I raised mine here,
Amen.
and God is good,
All the time.
and all the time, God is good. Because I'm
Yes.
gonna tell you right now, you know, my son may not be perfect, but I think I did okay. You know, but it's tough, and I understand that for a lot of parents here, a lot of parents.
Speaking of, shout out to my daughter. Today is her birthday.
Oh, what's your daughter's name?
Her name is China.
China, happy birthday,
Yes,
child.
see,
Happy birthday,
I got a
China.
25-year-old.
What? Girl,
Yeah.
no. No.
My
No.
baby is 25
Well,
today.
I don't feel bad. Mine is going to be 23 this year.
See,
He's a true millennial.
I promise you.
Whatever year it is, it's his birthday.
Powerful. But salute to my daughter, because again, like, the struggle is real.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And then I fell into one of those categories of being a single mother.
Me too.
You know,
You don't see no rings? Well, there are some rings over here, but I put them on myself, you know.
So, but the beautiful thing about that, though, Bailey,
Mm-hmm.
is we're sitting here as those single mothers that get the bad publicity
Oh,
about
yeah.
how bad the children are when it's a single mother. When I tell you that my daughter is top of the line,
There you go.
when I tell you that my daughter sacrificed her life, she ran towards the bullets
See?
to save somebody else.
See?
See, and this is a single mother right here.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah. Oh, girl,
Which
yeah.
the majority of our children
Yes,
are good children.
they are.
Just like the majority of single mothers are good mothers.
Yes, 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 yes.
And we're dealing with the side effects
yes.
of not having that father figure.
Exactly.
You understand? Especially when we're dealing with our children.
Exactly.
So when we're talking about this poverty
Girl,
in the city of Milwaukee, but in one of the richest countries,
in the world.
and they tell us that we need to feel sorry for everybody else while we domestically are suffering.
Huh.
Billions.
Yes. Absolute billions. And yet one of our leading causes of death is poverty.
That part.
I mean, what in the world?
This is America.
This is America.
This is where everybody runs for protection. Where do America go when we need it?
Exactly.
We're talking about we step in and we send individuals from here abroad to save.
Yeah.
And
Everybody,
we're being sacrificed every day.
look. Everybody need to pack up. We all gonna move to Canada together so we could go on and get in on that free health care and everything they got to. And they willing to let us roll through. I mean, you know, they already said it. We need to just go on and.
I'm not going nowhere else. You know, and that's my thing. Like, being a black woman in America, I'm a proud black woman. You know,
Exactly.
even though I'm hit with the title of being angry.
Oh, I'm angry all day.
You know, but again, I beg to differ.
Mm-hmm.
Is it that you're labeling me angry because I speak the truth about being a black woman in America?
Or I have a little passion behind my voice because I'm trying to get my message across?
Because I'm surviving in the belly of the beast?
Huh.
Me and Tori speak all the time about being the best of the worst.
Yes.
We're the best of the worst conditioning
Child.
in a country
Mm.
that's telling us right now to have empathy and sympathy for
us.
those that are foreign,
Exactly.
that are
Exactly.
known Nazis. in
Exactly.
Ukraine.
Exactly. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. On that note, we going to come right back at you. We got more to come. Hey, you're on 101.7 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. The Tori Lowe Show will be right back on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is 1017 The Truth, Denise Thomas, and the time is now, Milwaukee. The Truth Be Told with DT and Telly is so relevant. You deserve a sense of motivation, encouragement, and fact-based information that impacts our community every morning, and that's exactly what we're going to bring to you. So listen to Truth Be Told with me, Denise Thomas, every day from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Whether you're an artist playing accountant, a barista trying to be a bean counter, or a student just looking to get started, the UW Credit Union app lets you be free to be you. With free credit scores, free online bill pay, and the ability to send money to friends. Because with fewer fees, you can do more of what you love. UW Credit Union, here for every you. Join today at uwcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Dr. Ken Harris with his truth.
A recent survey question at work asked, "Who's your best friend at work?" My reply, no one. You know, it came to me, I've never had a best friend. I remember I had a best friend, but I wasn't his best friend. I initiate hanging out today, doing the bro thing. I don't get calls like, hey, let's go hang out. Let's go do stuff. And don't start calling me because you feel sorry for me. I'm not a crybaby snowflake. I'm content hanging out by myself. I grew up behind in 4 important statistics: education, income, investments, home ownership. Not seeing these things in my life. I grew up poor. Today, I'm a step ahead of many of my peers, and that's where the road forks and the clock started. See, I set people and organizations on a clock. When the buzzer rings, I'm tapping out. I don't waste good things, education, income, intellect, wisdom, advice on people who won't appreciate them. Matthew 7:6 warns us to give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rend you. Life made me tough. I've heard people say he doesn't have feelings. I do. I learned not to share them because I'm making sure my life doesn't end up like everybody else's, trampled underfoot.
This has been Truth Takes on the new 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, weekdays from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Scoochie. What's up, babe? Yell everything this time, you know what I'm talking about? Yellow rims, yellow big booty, yellow bones, yellow lambs, yellow MPs, yellow watch, yellow charm ring, chain, yellow living room set, lemonade Gucci shoes for my girl. Scoochie. I'm sitting on 6s, no 20s in my gun is more than I can, because it is a lemon. My life from Georgia peaches, but you look more like a lemon. Sour apple bitter, I'm not with them. I'm truly stupid paid, that's just how I feel today. I'm moving slow cause cereals in my lemonade. I'm standing in the shade and I'm selling lemonade. $600 a pint to going right off in the A. Lemonade, diamond bracelet, put it in your face. Lemon head, diamond earrings I wore yesterday. I'm pimping wearing linen. That's just how I'm chillin'. I'm smoking grapes and selling chickens, Corvette painted lemon. Scoochie.
It's Gucci. 1017 The Truth. Ooh, Bailey Coleman and my girl Liz in for the on assignment, Tory Lowe.
Yes, Justice Wisconsin's Tory Lowe.
Now, let me just say this. Shout out to Tory for letting us fill in.
Yes.
You know,
Shout out.
love
Shout
me
out,
some,
King. Yes.
love me some Tory Lowe.
He's actually going to call in at 3:30 like I normally do.
Oh,
so.
okay. All right. See, there it is. There it is. There it is. Tory Lowe, 3:30. We got that. Put that on your schedule, everybody. Also, put my girl Melanie Ricks on your schedule. She's going to be joining us at 1:30, just about 7 minutes from right now, for the pop culture update, because we need that intel too.
Yes.
We need to know what's going on out here in these streets. Getting back to our conversation on one of the top killers here in the United States, poverty.
Poverty.
One of the things is you can't get ahead without falling behind. It's like, you know, there are so many people I found, because I used to be one of these corporate types back in another life.
Me too.
And one of the things that I found was that I had a lot of people literally working for minimum wage or less than minimum wage, really.
All facts.
And I was like, you've been here
Come on.
a trillion years.
Yes.
And this is what you're working with? This is what I tried immediately to get everybody, come on, let's make it right.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you're someone that's working part-time and you're trying to put these two jobs together.
Come on.
To make one job, it never materializes. I mean, it never just works out like that, right?
Sounds like reparations.
Man.
I mean.
And so it makes it weird, because I mean, you're doing your best, and you're not, I think there's this assumption of a lot of people of color that you're not trying, or
of course,
or you're too lazy.
That's mainstream America.
But you can't just walk in and get a job that's going to actually support your household. You could put two jobs together. Some people work 3 jobs.
To be poor, to be in poverty. And this is the reality. And we're talking about minimum wage jobs. When we're talking about even those us that were good enough, like you said, corporate, making 21, sometimes 30, now we're talking about those people right now that have no pension. And so when we're talking about the city of Milwaukee and them taxing the poor, because the majority of us is poverty stricken in the city of Milwaukee, when they're taxing the poor more,
right?
And we're talking about poverty, we're already being taxed,
right, with
the minimum wage job, because Uncle Sam always don't get his.
Exactly.
Then there's the property tax.
Yes.
Then there's me buying a permit to park in front of my house. Okay,
weekly.
Then there's the tax of being overtaxed due to the fact that COVID did so much when it comes to insurance, when it comes to your car, to register your car.
Oh my gosh.
And you're telling me that the end of the leadership that be, the only idea they had was to tax those of us that really can't even afford to be poor?
Exactly. You can't. How do you not? Look,
come on.
You can't afford
to be poor.
Okay, wait. Hold on. Y'all can hit the Truth Talking text line. I keep forgetting to say this. 833-212-1017. That's 833-212-1017. Y'all know the number. You can talk and text right there. I'm just saying.
Come on. Make it make sense. At what point do we say? Because it's clear. We talking about data.
Oh, yeah. And then, here's the thing. You try to work or do what you could do. And then you're talking about when you get a job, you trying to have health insurance.
Come on. Life insurance.
All these things. Okay, so that's taking out the check. Okay.
We Energies.
Oh, honey. Look, they need all the money, don't they? They need all the money.
Hey,
And the thing is, you can't even afford to have health insurance. Let's be real.
Come on.
You cannot afford to have health insurance because you're going to pay one way or another, right?
And then the way that I'm thinking, even to have health insurance as a black woman and going to tell my doctor, even whether they're black or not, because they're following a white script.
That's what it is.
I'm talking about to the point where we as people have been misled to believe that black individuals have a higher pain tolerance than those of a European descent.
Why do they think that?
We've been taught that. It's a learned behavior. Everything that they told us we believed. And it's the biggest lie in the book. So when you go back to medical school, like during the COVID-19, there was no data, but they gave us what they said was data, but there was no paperwork.
Wait a minute, hold on. Let me tell you about this. Shout out to my friend Angel. I was talking to her last night. I said, I was quizzing her on, did you get the COVID shot, this and that, da, da, da. She was like, yeah, I believe in that. She said, I got the shot. Mm-hmm. And I got the shot because everybody was telling me. She said I was one of the last people to get shot. Everybody getting on me about taking the shot. But she said, but let me just say this to you. They have not cured cancer yet.
That part.
And they going to turn around and darn near 24 hours cure COVID.
Damn.
That part. But not only
how they come up with a cure that quick?
Because again, America moves in 20-year plans that the real people don't know nothing about. On top of the fact that it takes a regular vaccine, because these was experimental shots.
Right.
With emergency approval.
I'm going to tell you something. Let me just say, that Moderna shot.
Come on.
Girl, I felt special after I took them. Both times, I felt like, okay, what's going on?
See?
I feel a little.
Yeah.
I felt like I had smoked a blunt. I ain't even gonna lie. I felt. I did.
Wow.
I was like, I could not even go home. I was sitting in my office.
Yeah.
Both times, and I was like, I gotta have some coffee. I gotta get myself together because I felt high.
Wow.
And I was just like, I was scared to drive. I was like, well, I gotta stay here for a while.
You paid attention to that because again, you seen live on TV where the nurses was getting the shots and passed out.
Well, here's the thing too. I'm gonna say this: the second time I got the second shot.
Mm-hmm.
Or it might have been the second shot. What happened was, I got sick. And I don't know if it was because I took that shot and the flu shot at the same time.
See, and that's another thing, too. I was on my mom about that. Like, okay, so y'all gonna triple up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, okay, so I'm there. I asked the pharmacist. I asked 2 different pharmacists, is this going to be a problem? No. I asked my doctor. She said it should be okay.
Huh?
And I was like, okay, it should be okay. She said it should be okay. She said, but you might want to think about doing that like that. And I was like, I'm going home. I want to be safe. I want to do everything I need to do. So I'm going to just go on and knock it out at the same time. She said, okay.
Yeah.
I got sick 24 hours.
I'm already knowing.
It was 24 hours and it was gone. As in, I woke up the next day and I was like, okay, I'm normal. Everything,
just like that.
Just like that. It was so crazy. And I was so sick. My sister really wanted me to go to the hospital.
Wow.
And my fever was crazy and, on, chills, hot flashes, chills. It was just crazy. I couldn't eat anything. I was messed up. I was totally messed up. And I woke up the next day.
And you was fine.
Like nothing ever happened.
Wow. Wow. Hey, look here. I refused. I wasn't going to do it, And again, to tie that into the main topic, those that were heroes turned out to be zeros when they refused, which took a lot of people
Right.
who maxed out their savings
Exactly.
due to the fact that they didn't feel it was enough information given, that they had questions that wasn't being answered, that it just all of a sudden those of us that didn't take it was villainized. And now the records, the data, the real data
Yeah.
is out here.
Yeah.
And now those that were saying, villainizing those that refused, because I mean, it never made sense to me. If you took the shot, how am I jeopardizing your life? You know, because that's what I was told, that we couldn't go in certain spaces and places that, because I worked for, was then Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Okay.
So I understand HIPAA.
Right. Right.
So for individuals to tell me that I needed to tell you if I was vaxxed or not was a violation in itself.
Right.
So now I got to carry this card.
Right.
I mean,
yeah. You know, that was all the card thing. That was even extra on that. It was definitely extra on that. But it all ties back into the poverty thing. I mean, there's so,
again.
because they were offering people that lived in poverty $50 or whatever to take the shot.
Bailey,
They was offering money. How come I didn't get in on the money part?
lottery, because a lot of people that promoted it did.
Yeah.
A lot of people got paid to promote it.
Yeah, they did.
You
They
under-
did.
Especially celebrities. This is what I'm like. If we gonna be real,
Yeah.
and I only know how to keep it hot. I don't
Yeah.
know nothing about
Yeah.
lukewarm or cool. I'm gonna keep it hot.
Yeah.
A lot of people made plenty money off of this.
I ain't gonna lie, fair disclosure, I made a couple dollars off of it too.
But again, you took it.
I did take
So
it. And
the
I was
sacrifice-
actually because I did the endorsement for it, I
Mm-hmm.
was one of the first people in Wisconsin to get the shot.
see, but I mean, at least you got paid. We're
I
talking about the
did.
individuals, because those that was in the county, they were told that they would get time taken off of their
Right. People
sentencing.
if they took it and then you're talking about people that were told if they didn't take it that they may lose their jobs. And I know some people that did.
And I mean, okay, you don't have to take it, but if you don't take it, you can't work here. Poverty.
Basically, yeah. Throwing them back in if they wasn't in poverty, they was after that. If they lost their job.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, your hand is being forced. You're telling me I don't have to take. Okay, this is on you. So now it makes those individuals that chose that it was on them to be villainized, that you an anti-vaxxer,
Right. Right.
you're a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know?
All right, y'all. We're going to make sure you hit us up on the Truth Talk and text line 833-212-1017. Back with more after this.
The Tori Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Why? Why take a chance? Why risk a mistake? Why say something? We all have reasons why we choose to ignore the things that give us pause, that seem out of place, that don't feel right. The word why can either paralyze us or empower us to stand up and protect what we love. So if you see something, why do you say something?
I see safe for my family.
I see safe for my friends.
I see say for my students.
We see say for each other.
I see safe because all of this matters.
We all have something worth protecting, a why that unifies this community we're all a part of. So protect your everyday. Report suspicious activity to local authorities. If you see something, say something.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Williams, and I want to share with you the role that diabetes has had in my family. I lost my grandmother at the early age of 64 due to complications with diabetes. She was warm, generous, and a constant encouragement for me to follow my heart. Did you know that African Americans experience chronic kidney disease at a rate that's 25% higher than white Americans? And we're almost 4 times more likely to develop kidney failure. Diabetes and high blood pressure are leading causes of kidney disease, which can result in kidney failure, needing dialysis, or a kidney transplant. The good news is that you have the power to check out how well your kidneys are doing and learn ways to prevent them from failing. So go to your doctor and get yourself checked out. Visit linkmylovetv.org to learn more. Get the facts, get checked, and get healthy.
We need each other, now more than ever. Because every someone needs someone else.
We need each other, because when we work together, we can do so much more.
When we work together, we connect more children with what they need to grow up healthy, educated, and safe. And that's what Child Fund is all about.
Together, we co-create, support, and sustain connections that lead to greater well-being for millions of children facing poverty.
Which also benefits their families, their communities, their countries, and you.
Because when you make someone's world better, you make everyone's world better.
Child Fund. Because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 24 countries to achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Bob Brainerd. The Brewers are exactly halfway through the regular season, sitting 5 games over 500, tied with Cincinnati for first place in the NL Central. The road trip continues in Pittsburgh tonight, where Freddie Peralta will start for Milwaukee. Listen to the game on our sister station 620 WTMJ at 5:30. NBA free agency begins at 5 p.m. today, and the questions that will come into focus for the Bucks: will Brook Lopez and Chris Middleton re-sign with Milwaukee or go elsewhere? The veterans are 2 of over 50 free agents in the league. It's day 2 of the U.S. Senior Open at Century World in Stevens Point. Roger Pampling of Australia was the first-round leader at 2 under, one of only 4 in the field to shoot under par yesterday, with Jerry Kelly of Wisconsin even and Steve Stricker finishing 1 over par. This sports update presented by Associated Bank, proudly supporting our hometown teams. Member FDIC.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. It's time to see what's poppin' with Melanie Ricks.
What up, y'all? It's time for some pop culture. Ladies are holding it down. How you two doing?
Great.
Yes,
Well, yeah.
it's real good to see you, beautiful.
So good to see you too. I was telling Liz when she walked in here, I love the color scheme.
Yes.
Looks so
Okay.
cute. I'm so here. I love a pop of color.
Okay.
You know? I love color. I love it. So
I love
cute.
color.
Oh, my.
I'm all in my black. Leave me alone.
Girl.
Black too, though. Ain't
I
nothing like
do
black.
too. Okay,
That's my go-to.
Period. So first off, what are you ladies doing? Are you planning on cooking out or grilling out? Just gonna catch a vibe and just lay low? I'm just curious.
Well, I cook out every year.
Okay.
Because my daughter's birthday is today.
Oh,
And-
happy birthday to your baby!
Thank
Yes.
you. We usually celebrate, for a long time she thought the fireworks was for her birthday.
They are.
Exactly. What are you talking about?
But yeah, so we definitely gonna cook out. It's always a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Oh, okay.
That is so cute. How old is she turning?
25.
You do not have a 25-year-old. Liz,
Yes.
get out of here. I'm
Okay.
done.
I do.
No, you
Okay.
don't.
She
Liz.
just turned
Are you
25. I'm
serious?
dead serious.
Oh my gosh, I cannot.
I know one of these young looking
Hey,
mamas.
what can I say?
Yes,
Good for
girl.
you.
Yes.
I don't look like what I've been through.
Hey,
Period.
there it is.
Period. That's
there
what I'm
it
talking
is.
about. I
yes,
love that.
Yes,
So what you
yes.
doing, Mel?
So I got a few things for y'all, but first, we finally heard from the GOAT himself. Well, depending on who you consider the GOAT of basketball, but we heard from the GOAT about his son's relationship with Larsa Pippen. So I don't know how much you know about this, Bailey. I feel like you know, Liz.
I do.
I know some.
You do?
Yeah,
So
I know
Marcus
some.
Jordan,
I'm
he's
familiar.
dating Larsa Pippen.
Right.
Larsa's 48.
Right.
He's 32.
Right.
Which for me, I say, get it, girl.
Okay.
I'm not mad at her.
Okay.
What gives me the ick is the fact that it's Michael Jordan's son. I think
Right.
it's very bizarre.
Yeah,
and,
it is.
And I don't know how much I believe her saying, I didn't know Marcus as a child.
She
I'm sorry.
lying.
I don't,
Come
and
on
I,
now. Come on now.
I'm sorry.
Pedophilia. To me.
So is it
Like-
weird? Okay. Let's break this down for real, y'all. Because
This is a real girl session. Let's go.
No, for real. Let's have some girl
Yeah,
talk.
yeah, absolutely.
Because Liz, you're beautiful. You have a 25-year-old daughter. I don't think you look old enough to have a 25-year-old child. So
Oh,
let's
thank
say
you.
one of her 25-year-old friends, whom you knew as a kid, hits on you now. You wouldn't give him no time of day.
Boy,
Zero.
quit playing.
Really?
Before I whoop you like I
Because
used
you
to do
knew
my
him
daughter.
as a kid.
Because again, that's off limits to me, and I'll have to remind that I'm a survivor of child molestation too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very when it comes to stuff like that. If I changed her diaper, I would not want to.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
I agree.
I
Yeah.
can't fathom and being a mother.
Right.
If somebody I knew
Right.
that
Mhm.
knew her when she was a little girl,
Yeah.
Right.
try to talk to, we got
That's
problems.
right.
Yeah,
I agree. 'Cause It's
exactly.
like, were you thinking about her that way when
We
she was
got-
a child?
we
got-
or-
We got problems.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
I
Don't
agree.
do
Yeah.
it.
I agree. It's
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
It's really weird
Yeah.
because how am I to know whether or not this attraction only just started when they were an adult?
Come
and
on.
even if it did, why are you now able to see her this way, knowing what she was as a kid? Like, how can you not? I think you should
Right.
be able to, or you should always view that person as what you knew them as a kid. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
All facts.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
All
Like, they
facts,
will
yes.
always be a kid to me. I'm so sorry. Like,
Right.
for example, so I teach dance, and
Okay.
I mean, most of the boys that I taught aren't into women, but if they were, and one of them tried to, I'm just saying, Zach, if one of them tried to date me once they became grown, I'd be like, absolutely not. I knew you as
Come-
a child. That's
that part.
weird.
Right.
It's
That
weird.
part.
Right.
Never.
You're
Like
like
the
my nephew.
thought.
What are you talking about?
Right, exactly.
Literally.
So,
Should
all
be
that
off
being
limits.
said, I agree. So she told us, I was going to say she told me, but she told us that she actually met Marcus now about 6-7 years ago. She said
Okay.
they met through mutual friends. The only reason why I do believe that is because those kind of circles, Hollywood circles,
Are
if you will,
small.
Yeah.
small, and they
Yes.
move
Yes.
different, and they feel the need
Yes.
to only date within their circle because
Correct.
it's hard to trust the others,
Right,
or
but
you know,
what
the
kind
others
of
don't
circle?
understand.
What kind of circle is she moving in though that would include somebody that much younger than her?
She's coming off a divorce.
I know.
So she
but
out here.
still.
She out here with the young ones, you
Yeah,
know what
she
I
out
mean?
here. Because again, I had the privilege of going to a club with my daughter. Lord,
Okay. That's all right. That's all right.
Which club
It's all
did
right.
you go to?
the one that was downtown. It was actually Tori's birthday.
Oh,
And-
last year?
Yes.
That was fun. That was lit. We had fun.
Yeah.
we had a lot of fun.
But I mean, you know, I'm looking at all the little girls and everybody twerking, and I'm like, yeah, I'm in the wrong spot. I don't never want to be that mother. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So
Right.
for her to be so grown,
Right.
Right.
and you knowing, because I really think like for her, it's predatorial on top of the fact that she was out to get blood
So you
due
think this
to
is
the
a revenge
divorce.
Yeah.
tour kind
Come
of
on
thing?
now.
Come
you
on.
were married to a guy that played with your husband. That played basketball with your husband. Now, I'm sure at some point there were family get-togethers or something going on.
Something. I
So you
know
gon-
you were in close quarters with Marcus
Exactly.
at some point. Come on.
That's
He was
that's
playing in the gym while she was there with her children.
yeah.
And the way these
exactly.
family rooms are set up in these arenas, the
See?
kids, the
Yeah.
parents, they all
Oh, yeah.
mingle.
They do.
mingle.
They
The
do.
wives, That's a real
They
thing.
do.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a real
now, I
thing.
can't speak on the United Center, but I'm sure it was similar to what it is
Come on.
now, which
Right.
is those families, they all go in the same room together.
Exactly.
You know?
Facts.
Exactly.
So I think it's very bizarre. I really do.
He running around in his little light up sneakers.
Come
she going,
on.
ooh, he fine.
Hey,
Oh,
that
I can't.
statement.
I can't.
Hey,
That's
I know
sick.
the statement that
Allegedly,
they say, oh,
right.
he's gonna be a heartbreaker, or she's going, you know,
I
like
know.
that's scary.
That's when the grooming starts, when they say stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Because they paying attention.
Yeah, 100%. No, I think it's very bizarre, and I'm glad that Michael Jordan has finally commented, but now I want to ask y'all another question. Would you, if your daughter was dating someone you didn't approve of, how would you handle that? Not even necessarily this situation, but you just didn't approve.
I haven't approved of really
any of them.
No.
That's funny.
By the way, full disclosure,
Yeah.
my son will be 23 on August 25th. Shout out to Kendall.
Oh,
Hey, shout out Kendall. I remember you used to talk about him when he was little.
Yeah, he banned me from, I barely get a picture with him smiling. I had to post one the other day. I was like, see, he does smile.
Okay, stop. That's cute. Do you go out with him?
To clubs?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
See, yeah.
But I'll say this. He's not necessarily a club person, but he has gone out. Like, I have nieces and nephews that are his age.
Mm-hmm.
And so they go out together and stuff. But I personally have never been to a club with him before. Now, was I there when he had his first official drink?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, I was.
Cute.
Yes,
like
I
that.
wanted to see it. I have a whole picture of it, and the waiter made a big deal of it and everything. And he's like, for real.
Right. you done made a memory out of it that you don't want to remember.
Right.
Exactly.
That's sweet to me.
I mean, I'm not saying as a college student that he didn't have
Right.
before
You just didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
his first official legal one.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
But
See,
yeah, what would either of you ladies do if your child dated someone you didn't approve of?
Again, I'm going to let the person know that I don't approve of you.
Really?
Literally.
Really?
I've been the mother and the father. So when I meet these dudes, I let them know, like, you really not, and I'm telling my daughter, I love you to death, but you're picking. I feel you could do better, you know.
Do you give her reasons why?
Yes.
You do? Okay.
A whole list of them. I-94 reasons.
I cannot. That's funny. Is anyone ever going to be good enough, though?
That's the thing.
You know?
I believe that there's somebody out there for her, but I just really feel like right now, the era that she's in, the millennials, like, they go off of emotion, they go off of how they feel, and a lot of times how you feel, I feel like you attract.
For sure.
So, my daughter has had some trauma in her life that I feel she's in the process of healing from, but I think, because she's a Cancer, and so she finds projects.
Yeah.
And other broken individuals, and then they toxic. The toxic.
Look, Liz going into the astrologicalness of it.
You bun.
Yes,
because
you do.
I've been guilty.
You do.
Her father was actually, how I was feeling, and I was choosing to lose. So I'm telling my daughter from experience.
Right. But you also have to let them experience life, because that's how you learn.
But I'm just gonna tell you the truth.
Right. Period. As you should, as their mom.
I gotta jump in here. We gotta go to break. We'll be back with more with my girls right after this.
The Tori Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's that time, Milwaukee. Summerfest is finally here. Come and enjoy the world's largest music festival this Thursday through Saturday this week. Many of music's top artists will be coming to Summerfest, and not only can you see great music performances, you can catch me do the Tori Lowe Show live from Summerfest from 1 to 4 on Thursday and Friday. Don't miss out on all the fun at Milwaukee's biggest summer party. Get your tickets now at summerfest.com.
On the Rocks Premium Cocktails offer modern twists on the classic cocktails. Developed by award-winning mixologists, the On the Rocks cocktails combine premium spirits and natural ingredients. Wherever you are, On the Rocks Premium Cocktails give you the convenience of bar-quality cocktails created with brands that you know and trust, like the Effin' Cosmopolitan and Hornitos Margarita. Pour over ice and enjoy. Please drink responsibly. On the Rocks, ready-to-serve cocktails, 20 to 35% alcohol by volume.
Hi, I'm Nicole, and I lost my 10-year-old daughter, Teresa, to COVID in just a few short days. Teresa was a healthy child who loved to dance. When Teresa got sick, I didn't think it was serious until she was rushed to the hospital. COVID and flu can be serious for anyone, but they're especially dangerous for communities of color. Please get your COVID and flu vaccines and stay up to date on all immunizations, because vaccines save lives.
To learn how to protect your family, visit vaccinateyourfamily.org/learn.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the WIAA, are the 178,000 high school sports students in Wisconsin. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
It's the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. It's time to see what's poppin' with Melanie Ricks.
What's up, y'all? It's time to get back to what's poppin'. We only got a couple minutes left in this segment, so I want to keep going with this because I'm fascinated now. You two are single moms.
Yes.
You're the mom of only one child.
Yes.
Okay, so Bailey, did you also feel like you had to be mom and dad?
Oh, absolutely.
And you still are?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, his father plays a role in his life, but he's not present on a day-to-day basis.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've always had to do that. But thank God I was blessed to have, sort of men around and men supporting me as I raised my son to step in at times where I was just like, I don't know what to say.
Right.
You know, I have three amazing brothers that have been there for my son, you know, like a father, uncle, you know, and then I've had an amazing core of men around him his whole life that have been there supporting and just, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a blessing, but it's been tough because, you know, at the end of the day, you're the only one that's actually really there with them. Right.
24/8.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
and
for real.
you got to, you know, you have to step up and be mother and father. And I cannot tell you, I have cried a many tear because that's so difficult. Because you don't know if you're doing the right thing or not. You just know from your own point of reference.
It's a gamble.
What the right thing is to do, you know. And we were talking earlier about how, you know, do you step in on, you know, or approve or disapprove of their relationship with a person? And for me, I learned, and I was just telling my sister this, I learned from my own past experience in that, right?
Yeah.
Because I had all my siblings telling me about this guy. I had my sister-in-law, who I was very, very close with at the time. She really, you know, poured into me about it because she was close to the situation. And I stopped talking to her. And there were other members of my family that I was just like, because I believed what he was telling me.
Of course.
Right.
You know, because I was like, you know.
Yeah, I'm in love.
I'm in love, right? And you know what? I asked my mother, and after I say this, we can go to break. I asked my mother one day, we were driving in the car, and I said, you know what? You and Dad never said anything to me about this. Why was that? And she said, you know what my mother said? Would you have stopped talking to me too? Child, that was it. All right, let's go break.
Wait, hold on. Pause before we go to break. Hold on, pause. What do you mean? She stopped talking to you?
No, I stopped talking to different members of my family.
Because she loved
Wow.
him.
Because I loved him.
And Mom was
And
like,
I was,
I'm not going to say nothing because I don't want you to stop talking to me.
Exactly.
I get that.
Exactly.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah.
I appreciate both of you ladies. Okay, that's it for pop culture. But I'm looking forward to listening to more, so appreciate you.
1017 The Truth.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel you attract people who tend to be compulsive or abusive?
Do you have money problems because of someone else's drinking?
Are you afraid or embarrassed to bring your friends home?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
More than half of all adults have a family history of alcoholism.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too.
Al-Anon
and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
To some people, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much. But that's not necessarily true. By 6 months, they're combining vowels and consonants. By 9 months, they're trying out different kinds of sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on some meaning. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Early screening and intervention can make a lifetime of difference and unlock a world of possibilities. Take the first step at autismspeaks.org.
Get the truth and nothing but the truth with Sherwin Hughes every weekday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
Hi, everyone. I'm Melanie Ricks with your news update. The Milwaukee Police Department requests the public's help in finding a critically missing 10-year-old named Terrion Johnson. Johnson was last seen July 2nd at about 8:40 p.m. and is described by law enforcement officials as a 4'11", 95-pound black male of medium complexion. He was last seen wearing a red shirt, orange and red shorts, and black Crocs. His last known location was in the area of 2500 block of North 10th Street. He left the location on his bicycle, which is blue, white, and silver. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Milwaukee Police Department Sensitive Crimes Division at 414-935-7405. A 15-year-old boy died at the scene of a crash early Sunday near River Road and Lamont Boulevard in Mequon. The 18-year-old driver, John Palmer Bensky, has now been charged with homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle and operating a motor vehicle while under the influence. First offense with a minor child in the vehicle. When police were dispatched to the scene, they found the driver a short distance from the car running northbound in the roadway. Bensky told them that his brother needed help, according to the criminal complaint. Mequon police said the red Hyundai Elantra was traveling northbound on River Road when the driver lost control of the car while trying to negotiate a curve. This caused the vehicle to cross the center line and strike a tree on the west side of the roadway. Police said they found the 15-year-old in the front passenger seat of the Hyundai, and Mequon officers and Southern Ozaki Fire Department personnel performed life-saving measures. The 15-year-old died from his injuries at the scene. Bensky is currently in custody, and if found guilty, he faces a maximum of more than 26 years in prison and thousands of dollars in fines. Police arrested a group of teens after they allegedly stole a vehicle and drove away from pursuing officers before they ditched the car and tried to make a run for it on foot. According to a statement from Milwaukee police, the vehicle was stolen during an armed robbery near the Mitchell Park Domes. The 13-year-old Milwaukee male driver, as well as the passengers, a 12-year-old male and two 14-year-old Milwaukee males, plus a 16-year-old Milwaukee male, were eventually arrested and taken into custody. This was the news update on 101.7 The Truth. The Tori Lowe Show continues next here on the new 101.7 The Truth.
We need each other.
That's facts.
I need my sisters. I need my brothers out here.
A coward dies 1,000 deaths, and for all the bootlickers, may you die 1,001.
The place for the realest conversations.
Tori Lowe, want all the action? Or you want all the smoke? Oh, I'm with all that smoke too, man.
I didn't see Ron Johnson. He trash. Chisholm is trash. How the hell you here to help us and your kids are dying in the street?
I understand that this is Milwaukee and everybody believes that if someone say something, it's snitching. It's not.
I don't care if it's the past. If you see the pastor ain't acting right, you check that fool. Where's the results?
Talking topics that need to be highlighted and discussed in our communities.
Would you trade places with a black person?
Yeah, sure, no, I would not.
Have you ever said the N-word? Come on, be the truth. We on the truth.
Unfiltered and unfazed. This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
The reason I believe the racism is getting worse is because whites know that they will be outnumbered in about 20 to 21 years. They're going to be outnumbered.
Hey, Tori, man. How are you doing, brother? I'm actually from India. We brown people can totally relate with you. Sometimes it's like, did that just happen to me?
We have to not let the government mind us either.
That cop ain't never been brought to the public because he ain't normal, and he may not even exist no more.
Say no more. Release the video.
You know, you keep on doing what you're doing, man. You're going to take over this talk radio, man. Just keep on focusing on what you're focusing on. I wish you a lot of love.
God bless you, brother.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio in Milwaukee, here is Tory Lowe.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
Nation. Violence is a problem that affects us all, but together we can make a difference. The award-winning 101.7 The Truth want to ignite positive change and bring awareness to the senseless violence occurring in our communities. This is why we are hosting our inaugural Truth Walk Against Violence, led by our Tory Lowe on Saturday, July 22nd. The Victory Over Violence Park down MLK Drive, right to our studios at 3rd Street Market Hall. Over the next month, Tory Lowe will be speaking with community leaders about how we can better provide resources and work as a community to rise up against violence. If you want to join the fight to stop violence, go to 101.7thetruth.com right now to sign up for our Walk Against Violence on Saturday, July 22nd. Again, that's 101.7thetruth.com to sign up, to come out and be boots on the ground for this Walk Against Violence.
That's a long walk. I'm in full support.
Hey, we talking about you got to put in the work, Bailey.
Yes, you do. I've walked in many marches in my hometown, Seattle, Washington. That was, but you know what? But I'm gonna be there. I'll be there. I'm be there to support.
Even if
be there to support the community.
You can drive. You can drive and just wave like you're in a parade or something. Again, we don't expect you to walk the whole walk. The idea is for us to, because again, along these walks, you're able to see up close and personal the community, the people that's lacking, and those of us that are in this fight that want change, because usually those of us that's truly about this life shows up and show out.
Exactly. I'm going to have to put my Nikes on.
Yes, bring them out.
And hey, you know what? Speaking of violence in the community, one of the things that's been going out online is this young man and the mother. And was that in Chicago?
That was Chicago.
Where the young man shot the man that was beating up his mother?
Brutally beating up his mom. Yes.
You know, there are many different points of view on that.
It is. It is.
But I felt a little like, on one hand, as a mother, I know my son would have just did what he needed to do, right?
All facts.
And he and I had a discussion about it, and it was very alarming to me.
Yeah.
Because as a mother, that mother in me says, I wouldn't want you to give up your life, though.
Come
I
on.
wouldn't want you to give up the possibility of your life. And he was like, no, because I don't want you to lose your life.
That part. That part.
Now, from my understanding, unless I could be wrong, but I thought I saw something where the charges had been dropped against the young man.
The young man and his mother. God is good.
Mhm.
Because I think what we don't understand, the thought that goes into a mother's son watching somebody do that to his mother, on top of the mental part for him to have to do that. That moment changed his life for the rest of his life.
Oh, absolutely.
And the sad part is he had to kill another black man.
Right.
Which is another statistic, which is another father missing.
Absolutely.
You understand? Like,
yeah.
So the reality, like, everybody has these ideas, but nobody talk about what happens when the cameras go off.
Exactly.
The mental part of our community and the single mother, because she has to live with the fact that her son's life is changed forever.
Changed.
For protecting her.
For protecting her. Yeah.
From a man in the community that had this venom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
To go off like that.
I just was like, I didn't know how to feel about it.
Pit of my
because,
stomach.
Yeah, that. Y'all want to get in on this conversation? Hit us up. True Talk and text line 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. People tell me I say it too fast. Sorry.
No, you good.
All right, let's go to phone lines. Black Conscious, get with us. What's happening? What's your thoughts?
Salute, King.
Nod to self and good health. And, of course, to the both of you queens, peace and love.
Thank you.
I too was torn by that, but what really sickened and saddened me was the individual that sat by idly and watched that progress to the point that it did. There were some men in there that could have intervened when that young brother was at his highest festivity. There was a few others that could have stopped in between. But Milwaukee, men of Milwaukee, we have to stop standing by and watch our women be brutalized, degraded, to the point that they was by our own, and we just sit there and watch.
Facts.
And I was so glad to see there wasn't somebody standing there with a cell phone capturing this on some World Star or something. But I have to go back. Did anybody see that person as a human being, that woman? What happened to us protecting our women, our sisters, our black sisters?
Exactly.
To the point that someone could have gotten to this brother and say, brother, it's not that serious. Now, I know the individuals on the other side of that, glass didn't care because they only want our dollars.
Correct.
They didn't care what happened outside. They just wanted for them to get their food, give me your money, and get up out of here, take that outside. But there was men inside waiting.
There were.
Exactly.
But King, I also have to. I'm sorry. I also have to let you know too that from the research that I done, they were stating that the 2 men that were in the building, they were stating that it was 6 people total. 2 were men, the rest were females. Were elderly men.
Oh, okay.
So over the age of 60.
So I understand that, and I receive that, but still, he could have stood in front of him.
Correct.
He could have did something. He could have tried to appeal to his human side to say that's a woman.
Correct.
And right. If you got 2 men standing there, and we're both friends, we can now. Okay, so men of Milwaukee, we have to stop that because now 2 families are destroyed.
Correct.
Right.
And a generation behind that. Have to deal with 1, losing his father, and 2, you not knowing the outcome of this young man's situation.
Correct.
Yes.
And his mental.
And yeah, and I just, I pray to the powers that be, to the gods there is, that we will find back that compassion that's for human beings.
Yes.
But most importantly, protecting our women, our black women.
Yes.
Women in general, but black women in particular.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Thank you,
So
Black.
That's just my 2 cents.
We
It's
appreciate
my 2
you.
cents, but it means a mirth. Live righteous, Milwaukee. Love, Queens.
Thank you, Black Conscious. Jay, welcome.
Hello?
Welcome
Yes.
to 101.7 The Truth. What's going on?
Okay, so I want to start off asking you all a question. So, who do you think should have been there to protect her?
What do you mean? Who should have been there?
Well, my particular perspective is that her husband should have been there to protect her.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I mean, that'd be
imaginary,
great.
I mean, that
You
would
know?
be great. But I mean, when you talk about black women being married, we not. That's not the era that we in.
Well,
so I mean,
even,
realistically,
I mean, even just besides that point, your husband or your significant other is not necessarily going to be there with you everywhere you go.
Going
Just
to
like you're
something,
not
yeah.
you're not with your wife or your significant other everywhere they go. So in that particular situation, these men, these brothers like Black Conscious are saying, if you're a man and you're there, step up to the plate and help out a little bit. Tell him, at least try to reason with him a little bit. That's the point, right?
Yeah.
Not that you're going to be able to wholeheartedly stop him from doing whatever his intent is anyway, but at least put out a good word and say, come on, let's all just, it's not that serious. Let's all get our chicken and go home.
Well, I have a retort to that. So, say for instance, I was in there, and I was able to step up and say something in that situation, and then that particular individual who was acting irrational to begin with takes a gun out and shoots me. Then I'm taken away from my child. I'm taken away from my family for a woman that I don't even know. You know what I'm saying?
But I
So,
think
I mean,
that's a problem, though. See, that's the ideology of, I think, the black community, that we've been taught about the eyes. Again, I sacrifice my life every day, and I can be taken from my daughter every day for the righteousness of my community and other black children, women, and men. I think we got to get some heart. Because, again, when men go to holding men accountable and black women go to holding black women accountable, I think that's when the change of the tide is going to change, because we have to recognize one thing for sure and two for certain, that group ideas, racism is a group idea. White supremacy is a group idea. Everybody has the better good for the group except for us. We're so self-serving. We're so selfish. But when I think about my daughter, I think about all of our children. And I don't give a damn whose child it is and who's going to have a gun or not. When I see wrong, I'm stepping in and I'm going to speak out. And if that means that it's my time to tap out, so be it. Allow it to be what it is. My daughter going to know that I fought with everything in me to bring our people back to a whole so we can start to compete, because it's my family today and it's yours tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I mean, I definitely agree on the selfishness aspect of it, and coming together as people and whatnot. Another interesting perspective. I mean, I just kind of want to get you guys' perspective on it. I mean, we live in a day and age where there's 30 forms of birth control and things of that nature. What do you think about getting back and shifting the culture to marry before you carry? What do you think? Well, what's your perspective on that?
I would love for my daughter to be married before she have a child. I'm quite sure my daddy wanted that too. However, we can't say how we want it and then allow the music, the movies, and anything that's popular to promote the single family homes, even those that were married, to get the help that was needed. The government set it up to take the fathers out of the home. So whether you was married or not, when we're talking about the percentage of black men are incarcerated due to just trying to survive and take care of their families, when you're talking about single mothers and how our community is mainly single black mothers, then we have to make sure that we holding the government that put us in this situation accountable as well, right? To me, that's like the ants in the jar and it being shaken by a hand that's unseen, but we blaming each other. Right?
I mean, for me, simply marry before you carry that baby. I'm gonna say this, and then we'll go to break. I'm old school, but I had to learn myself, right? I learned the lesson of why, and these single mothers out here, you'll learn the lesson why, after you have your baby, why it's better to have two than to have one.
You are correct.
All right. Truth and Text talk and text line 833-212-1017. We'll be back right after the break.
Don't touch that dial. The Tori Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
What's good, y'all? This is 1017 The Truth's Telly Hughes, and I am Milwaukee. The goal of Truth Be Told with DT and Telly is to provide a platform for citizens of Milwaukee and Truth Nation to have their voices heard about concerns that have daily, direct impact. So join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations where you can speak your truth. We are the award-winning 1017 The Truth, Milwaukee Black Talk.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At UW Credit Union, our home loans have everything you need for your next big step, including up to $750 off closing costs for all home buyers. And first-time buyers can save even more. So if you're ready to trade roomies for more room, or your townhome for an out-of-town home, UW Credit Union will be with you from start to furnished. UW Credit Union. Apply online today. Equal housing lender. Credit may be limited as required by program. Visit uwcu.org for details.
Gear up for a can't-miss week of summer baseball as the Brewers battle NL Central foes in the Cubs and Reds. Monday, July 3rd through Sunday, July 9th. It's a 4th of July week stacked with Brewers action. 2 divisional matchups and fun for the whole family with kids and seniors days. Plus Sesame Street Day at the ballpark on Saturday the 8th. Get your seats at brewers.com/promotions.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 in the morning, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
This is the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, you went flying Billy Spur. Hey, you went driving around the world. Hey, you went brown like a squirrel. Hey, you went Chanel pearls. Hey, you went Rolls Royce car. Hey, you went Rolls Royce truck. Oh, you want to walk with all my hoes. Oh, you want to line it all up. Hey, I'm going to play it how it is. Hey, I've been playing for some years. Hey, you trying to steal all the spill. Hey, I'm in the field, not a pill. Hey, you want to spill, then let's spill. Hey, you know how real is. Rolls Royce still Uncle Phil. Yeah. Oh, you went Top Off. Oh, you went Flintstones. Oh, you would roll it off. Oh, you ain't big stones. Oh, you make 2 extra M's. Oh, you ain't ringtones. Oh, you ain't trained on that.
Truth Nation, there's a fantastic event coming up that you won't want to miss. The award-winning 1017 The Truth is proud to announce the inaugural Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 12th at Riverside University High School in Milwaukee. We're bringing the community together for a family festival that will have something for everyone. There will be live music, spoken word, delicious food, healthcare resources, and free giveaways. I like the free. So mark your calendars for this exciting event and come out to enjoy the music, food, and fun at our inaugural Truth Family Fest. It's on Saturday, August 12th at Riverside University High School. That's going to be fun. I'm be out there kicking it, girl.
Hey, you and me both. I'm definitely going to show up and show out as always.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, if you want to get in on our conversation here, it's the Truth Talk and Text line, 833-212-1017. And we got to go to the phone lines because, girl, these lines lit up.
Hey, the smoke is in the city. Let's get it. Let's see what Truth Nation talking about.
All right. Jesse, welcome to the Tori Lowe Show.
What's up?
So tell us what's going on. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah, when I was, anyway, on a second ago, I heard you talking about righteousness for your neighborhood, and I was that reminded me, like in the Bible it says a righteous man is like a lion, and since I've been out here, I've been noticing most people like sheep. They just sit around, don't do nothing. So, like when stuff pop off, people don't step up.
You're correct. Do you feel like over the years that you've seen, especially in our community, that a lot of us are bombarded with so much that a lot of our mental health is not on par,
right?
And that when we speak about men being lions and women being lioness, do we know when to turn it on and to turn it off? Because I found for myself that when I was good, but when I was bad, I was bad.
Right.
Yeah. And like right now, being in my late 40s, now I'm trying to find that balance where there was destruction. Now I'm trying to create. So to me, I feel like, we all get to the station eventually, but everybody is not on the same page.
Right.
That's when in reality, how do we as a people try to have enough empathy and sympathy so when we see issues in our community, find ourselves to have enough heart to step in those tragic times, like the guy said, because we're thinking of the I and the me.
Right.
And not the us and we.
And the thing is, it's no shade to anybody that couldn't step in at that point, because sometimes even now, in my life, I feel a little muted. Like I can't. I want to get there. I wish I could in that moment, but somehow, I'm lost in translation unless I could really, if it was somebody that was in my family, then immediately I would figure it out. But sometimes if you don't know, you can't. If you don't know the other person, then you're like, what do I do?
So is it do you feel like it's because for me, I think totally different, and like I said, due to my life and how my life has gone, I don't have to know you.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. If you're someone and you're in that position, if you've never encountered anything like that in your life, you may not know what to do next.
And that's correct. But I'm saying the way that you jump to action, especially us black folks, because we done put on the cape for everybody.
Right.
Right now, we're having a numerous amount of Europeans in our community begging for money because they're homeless for their children and things, and I always give. So again, if we can find, even online, we done stood for the Asian hate, even though that was misappropriated when they talked about that it was black folks.
Right, misconstrued.
That it was our issue and it had really nothing to do with us. But I'm saying, in our community, how is it that something so far away from you trigger you to the movement? Like even with George Floyd, we had individuals in the city of Milwaukee walking for him, stepping over dead brothers here. Because we sensationalize and want to be the spotlight on what's the hottest thing because we've been told to secure the bag.
Exactly. I think when you're there and you're in that situation, it's different than joining the movement, right? Right there. It's like you're in shock. So if you're there and that's happening, you could be in shock and frozen and like, I've never encountered this before. Should I run or should I go drag that person? Drag that person
true.
with me. What should I do?
Yeah. And I think on a personal basis, whatever you're comfortable with, I would say. Because see, for me, I'm in action. And clearly, I passed that on to my daughter because at a time that everybody was fleeing the scene, she was running to the bullets.
Right.
So whatever you're comfortable with, but all I say is until we start to care about us, nobody ever going to give a damn about us.
Right. That's
or
true.
Take us serious.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Let's get Kathy on the line. Kathy, how you doing? You're on 101.7 The Truth. This is Bailey and Liz.
Hey.
In for Tori Lowe.
Hey, I'm doing good, ladies. I like your show. The guy said something. I'm not going to stay on it for a long time. I didn't like the comment he made about women should wrap it up until they get married. That's all good in a good world, but that's not how it works sometimes. And telling a woman to wrap it up, maybe the man should sustain from having relations himself until he get married, because that's kind of ridiculous. I'm not going to sit there and answer something like that back. That's not even. That's not even fair. But let me get to the thing in Chicago. Interfering sometimes can get you hurt, or you can be charged for something yourself. That happens quite a bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But in
well.
our community, I'm a true believer in, again, go with what you're comfortable with. Make sure that you're willing to sacrifice whatever the sacrifice is. If you sign up for it, just be really willing to go through it. Because again, out here peacefully protesting, a lot of us got caught up. But again, it's about your comfortability and what you're willing to sacrifice and understanding. Because being a good citizen.
If I was in the store in line. Where I was a male or female, and when you say seniors, they can be 55 and up and in very good shape, so it varies. But I would have maybe asked somebody, hey, let's say something, and would have said, sir, instead of trying to get arrested, someone's calling the police, why don't you just step back outside? Maybe, but like I said, he or she would probably cuss me out, but I probably would have said something very lightly and very quickly, if I could think quickly enough at that time and figure out what to say without having me or anyone else get physically hurt. You know what I'm saying? But that's not her first time being beat up by him. Okay, let's just get that straight now. He just walked over and they disagreed on ordering something. This has been happening on a number of occasions. I work in the courts. It's not her first time. So it's very difficult to get out of those situations. But what I would love to see myself is that in schools across the country, they need a social worker or someone to come in to the classrooms as these kids develop and get to be adults, their last year of school or whatever it may be. If there's domestic violence in the house, don't mean as you're an adult or whatever they want to tell them, you don't have to take that. You don't have to take that. You could leave. Don't let that get too far gone. But all these young people, male and female, I'm talking about, is that we need somebody to talk with them before they even get out of high school about different consequences of having somebody take advantage of you like that. Because that's sad for that lady to be beaten like that, and her son was there. But that's not the first time he's seen that before either. I'm a landlord, and I've seen quite a bit of that myself. And I had to actually put the people out. I didn't want to put the young lady out. She was a good young lady. She had the least amount of money of the tenants, always paid on time, but she had a male friend that was just, he tore my screen off the door, like that. I don't want to put her out, but I'm going to tell you what happened. And this is several times over the years, okay? Guess what happened? people go back to people, and I know that I'm still want to try to help you. I gave you a little bit of advice, things like that, but I got to watch it as a landlord. It's a fine line when people come back and accuse you of something, or you discriminate because you threw me out. They're blaming on you, just like that lady now. She wants to sue the police department because they arrested her. Well, first of all, when somebody gets shot or killed, they're going to bring you downtown and talk to you and see what they need to do. So I think it's kind of unfair she's trying to sue them, but that don't mean anything. You can sue, don't mean you're going to win or be right, because I bring the charges back up on her. She's going to play that game when they let her go and her son go. But this tenant, guess what she did? I seen her later on. I was at the grocery store. This is a couple years later. She said, "Oh, Mrs. So-and-so." And she had been pregnant when she left me. She showed me a kid. And guess what she did? She, "Oh, me and so-and-so got married." My whole face dropped because I was like, what?
Well,
I mean, the reality that we have to make sure that we understand. She has a right to sue because the narrative that they spent, and this is another thing what I'm saying about us getting out and being active. You understand the process that it was traumatizing for her and her son in totality of being the victims.
Right.
And now you try to flip because now I'm fighting back.
Right.
Now this is an issue for me. Now I got to be accosted, my child, who it's already traumatic for.
Yes.
We're talking about a black boy in the city of Chicago.
Right.
Who just went through a traumatic experience. There was no counseling for him.
Right.
You lock him behind bars. You lock his mother up.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about America where a black boy get locked up for just walking down the street.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Which is traumatic in itself.
Oh, my gosh.
And especially in the city of Milwaukee where black boys have been violated. I'm talking about raped on a stop.
You know.
You understand?
Yeah. You know what? Yeah.
So, again, black people, we have to be real with ourselves and understand the trauma. And a lot of times we have normalized this trauma. So when you're talking about she went back and they got married, again, we have to be realistic and look at the whole picture. What do we promote?
Exactly.
What's on the music?
Yeah.
What's in the movies?
Yes. What's on TV?
In our community?
Girl, what's on cable?
Come on. So we can't say we want good citizens, but we promoting the thugology.
The thugology. All right, look, you want to get in on this conversation, hit us up on the Truth Talk and text line 833-212-1017. Bailey Coleman and Liz in for the on assignment Tori Lowe on a 101.7 The Truth.
The Tori Lowe Show returns after this on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. It's time to see what's poppin' with Melanie Ricks.
What's up, everybody? It's Melanie Ricks, and it's time to see what's poppin' with today's Pop Culture Report. So what would you do if you were dating somebody that your parents didn't quite approve of? Marcus Jordan is currently going through that. Michael Jordan has finally chimed in on his son Marcus's relationship with Larsa Pippen. So quick backstory, Marcus Jordan is the son of NBA legend Michael Jordan. Larsa Pippen is the former wife of another NBA legend and Michael's former teammate, Scottie Pippen. So MJ was recently asked if he approves of his 32-year-old son dating 48-year-old Larsa Pippen, who finalized her divorce from Scottie only just last year. There was some poking and prodding, okay? He didn't want to give his opinion right away. When he was first asked, he simply laughed it off. But then when he was pressed for more, he said, absolutely not. No, I do not approve. So Larsa and Marcus's relationship has raised some eyebrows for some time now, but it's not because of the 16-year age gap. It's really because Michael Jordan has quite the complicated history with Scottie Pippen, with whom, of course, he led the Bulls to several NBA championship victories during their time on the team. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's giving ick, but Larsa insists she never truly knew Marcus when he was a child, never really knew Marcus's mother. And she says that for her, it's not weird at all. In fact, she doesn't even think about Michael Jordan or her ex, Scottie Pippen, when she is with Marcus. I'd like to believe that this is true, and I really do believe that love is love. But it goes back to my first question, which was, what would you do if your parent did not approve of the relationship that you were in? I would maybe listen to Pops because the situation is a little bit weird. I'm not going to lie. But again, love is love. And honestly, I love me a woman who can pull a younger man. So do you, Larsa. Ew. And that's what's poppin'.
They are our cuddlers and coworkers, purr machines and love bugs, and constant companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life so much better. When we face unexpected challenges in life, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people who love their pets and the pets who love their people, ensuring these families stay exactly where they belong, together. And you have something to offer. With an open heart and mind, there is nothing you can't do. There's no gesture too small or too big when it comes to helping. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. You can help keep pets and people together. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
You are listening to The Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I just hit that boy 2000. He ain't never post my album. He ain't never shot his gun for me for free. I'm being 1,000. You did what you did. I left you around my kids. I gave you power. I told bro go hit your main op. No damn well they ain't ours. I just swapped blocks from 2-3 of them blocks. Ain't let around.
1017 The Truth. Bailey Coleman and Liz in for the on assignment. Tori Lowe.
Yes.
Liz, we're gonna go right to the phone lines. Oh, thank you so much for waiting. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going.
It's
How
going
you doing,
good.
King? What's on your mind?
I just wanted to touch on that as a black community, right? We just have to remember that we got to keep trying.
Yes.
I think a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm scared to put my neck out for people." I get it. I got family. I got 3 boys. But at the same time, if we see something, we got to be able to speak up.
Come on.
Yeah.
The best way we can. And just like you said before the break, that do what's in your comfort level,
Yes.
of course, but don't be afraid to speak up.
Exactly.
Because we need more people that are going to go out, women, male, to talk to our children before they are even in situations
Come
like
on.
this.
Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly.
It's as simple as saying hi.
Because we all have mothers, we all have sons, we have daughters. If we are going to count on ourselves to help each other, we got to put in our own work. And that's, I think, the message that we're missing as a whole, that everybody wants to point fingers of what's the problem.
Come on.
And I know this is the spot where we have to start figuring out the solutions. We got to start putting the work for the solutions, and we got to start having these conversations with the youngins before they even get angry or misused in this time and age. That's the best way I can say it.
Hey, salute. That's
Yeah.
real. That's real talk.
Thanks for
You
kicking
know,
it with us. Oh.
Yeah, no problem. Got the kids in the back, so thank you guys.
Hey, kids.
Hey, kids.
That was powerful.
That was.
That it's real. And I would say, before an incident,
Mhm.
just you see somebody that look like you. Love is an action word. Just say, hey.
Yeah.
Because
some people, that's all they need.
Bailey, a smile. You don't even have to say, hey. You can just smile.
Exactly.
And it'll change somebody else's day and the trajectory of your day.
Exactly.
Because those of us that go through the most
Yes.
usually go out of our way to make somebody else happy.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
the power of a smile, the power of speaking, your comfortability becomes even more comfortable when you start to interact.
Right. When you start to interact with people.
Yes.
And make it a better situation, make it a better day.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because every day is not a good day, but every day you're given a chance and a choice to do something different, to be somebody different.
And you don't have to choose violence.
Come on.
You could choose love all day, every day. You could choose love. Yes, yes, yes,
It's
yes.
powerful. Love is powerful.
It really is. It really is. Yes, 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 ma'am.
Hey, it's a beautiful thing. And this conversation, I think, is real powerful because we have to understand the divide in our community. And when we're talking about how we speak to the children, we have to make sure that we're speaking to the adults and allowing the children to see the adults speaking. Because I don't have to agree with you, Bailey. I don't have to like you.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand that if we're going to survive in this world together as one,
Right.
because it don't matter where you go
Exactly.
or how you think you have it.
Exactly.
The color of your skin is going to be proven sooner or later
Mm-hmm.
that you are part of this group.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
And we're not competing if we're thinking individually.
Exactly.
You are losing. We are losing. And the main idea, we have to become the group that we once was.
Yes.
Because when we talk about poverty, this is a group idea.
Yes.
You talk about racism, it's a group idea. When we're talking about police brutality, it's a group idea.
Exactly.
And the only thing we can't get away from is what they see. When they see us.
Yes.
When they see us, what do they see? They don't see the letters behind your name.
No.
They don't see the
There ain't no
years that
letters
you done
behind
put
that,
in.
Yeah,
You understand?
exactly.
They don't see the numbers on your bank account.
They don't see that. They don't see that. It's just, it's as simple as this. I mean, I was just discussing with you off air that I was going to Cheesecake Factory with a friend of mine the other day. We rolled up.
Yes.
And we saw a car of kids. There's probably about 3 or 4 of them. Pulled over. It's
Not
at
surprised.
Mayfair Mall.
Mm-hmm.
Now I looked at the car. I said, that looked like somebody mama car.
Come on. Automatically.
So I pulled around the corner. My
Like a
friend,
mama.
y'all know how I pulled around the corner, don't you? You know I pulled right up to where the situation was,
Come
but just
on.
parked on the other side of the parking
Salute
lot.
to you.
My friend was like, "Girl, you see they got the babies over
See?
there?" And I said, "Girl, yeah." And I said, and you look at the kids because
Yes.
they don't see you.
No.
They
No.
see you as a group of, and everybody with
Thugs,
the same.
gangbangers.
They assume
Super
everybody's in a
predators.
gang or
Come
something
on.
like that. Every kid is in a gang
Yes.
and all this and that.
Especially
They
if they
pull
black.
up. Exactly. And don't have no locks in your
Come
hair or
on.
nothing. It's going to be a problem.
I'm telling you.
Don't have no braids.
Come on.
It's going to be a problem.
Don't have your regular hair.
Just don't do it, okay? Don't have no little fro or nothing. Don't do
This is
none
what
of
they
that.
want you to believe. Yes.
Yes. I pull up over there because I'm like all in the business then. And I'm like, because they better not do nothing to these kids.
Come on.
I'm
Bailey
so-
want
I'm-
the smoke.
Now, I'll speak up on some kids now. Look,
Come
because they
on.
don't see them.
Correct.
You got to see them. You
Come
got to
on.
know, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm down for the mama car, too. I
Come
know
on.
that ain't just, So, look, I go over there, and she comes over there. She's like whispering or whatever. And I'm like, girl, they're going to be all right. And I looked at the kids. I said, y'all going to be all right.
See, that's
They
powerful.
shook head. Yeah. And you know what? Ended up, they was going all through the car and everything, all this and that.
Break.
Going through
Against
the
they-
car, child.
This is the education part.
They
of
couldn't
our-
have a warrant that
Come
quick.
on, you know. Come on. We
The-
talking
the-
while we're talking- they knew they were children
Yes, they did.
and they preyed on them as being children
Because
and not
they-
knowing better.
Because they all assumed
Come
that
on.
they were some more kids stealing somebody's car or something, blah, blah, blah. And that's sad to say. But they were profiled. I mean, what else you going to call it?
What you just called it?
They
the
were
truth?
profiled. They
the
pro-
truth.
they were profiled. The
Correct.
babies was profiled. But you could tell that they weren't of that
Stature. Correct. Oh, it don't matter to them though.
No, it doesn't
because
matter.
every black boy look like a man,
Mm-hmm.
and every black girl looks like a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Black girls are over sexualized.
Mm-hmm.
Black boys are over criminalized.
Mm-hmm.
So again, that's what they seen.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know it happens day after day over there. I know they was down there probably going to get something to eat or something, just hanging out. Mom said you could borrow the car, and they just they didn't do anything because they knew they wasn't gonna have no problems.
Good
There was that assuredness on their face, and sure enough, they got back in the car, and they went about their business.
But that was powerful for you, though, Bailey.
Girl, look,
that was
when
powerful,
I see something like that, I think about my son, and I think,
and
I'm hoping that if I'm not there,
somebody
else is there to be like, nope.
This is why, this is why I sacrifice every day. But what's so powerful about what you said, me and Zach were talking earlier about the mind frame and the mental. So the kids that you seen who was in their mother's car probably is from the suburb.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
Versus a black child from the neighborhood who done seen the worst.
Right.
And so their first mind is to fight or flight.
Yes.
You understand?
Oh, absolutely.
And they're being condemned for that as well.
Yes.
We're talking about like Zach, who was there during the shooting, my daughter, the fireworks, what that triggers.
Right. Oh, my gosh.
We're talking about children who are surrounded by warfare.
Yes. And you know what? I'm not a kid anymore.
Come on.
But that whole thing at Juneteenth, or post Juneteenth, it was after Juneteenth, that got to me.
It should have got to everybody.
But it got to me so much that I heard, it's 4th of July time now. But like last Tuesday or Tuesday or Wednesday, in my area, I'm sure it was fireworks, but it sounded like gunshots to me. But it was so loud, I was like, you know what? If they don't stop, I'm finna call the police. I ain't got no problem because they need to stop it. And I know it's fireworks time.
Yeah.
And I know people, the thing is, y'all, please think about this when you get out there and you want to shoot your gun off at firework time and all that kind of stuff. Those bullets come down.
They do. They do.
And you never know where they're going to land, what they're going to ricochet off of, what's going to happen. So don't get out there doing that, Get a sparkler. Dang. What we got to do? Get a sparkler.
Ain't nobody going to do sparklers. Like the whole motion of fireworks is to get some pop-pop.
Get a sparkler.
But see, this is the trauma that's inside our community.
Exactly. The point is,
because
it's the
if
trauma.
everybody else is not triggered because they don't have to deal with it.
Exactly.
And then we looking at the systematical issues that's happening in our community that to the point.
Right.
Of 4th of July and how we deal with the fireworks and everything else, that it's only fireworks.
Right.
For Whitefish Bay. And individuals who haven't had to live the day-to-day life
that
black individuals that's living in poverty have to deal with. You understand?
I understand.
This is the side of two coins. This is
the
reality.
Look, I thought them fireworks was guns and I was about to call. And they was about to stop because it was scaring me. I was like, it reminds me of that video that everybody sees on TikTok and all that, where they're like, when you see a group of black people running, what you do? Run in the same direction they running, run in the same direction they run. I'm running automatically. Hey. Is there a question?
After everybody stops.
After everybody stops, wherever the crowd is, okay, what happened? Why y'all run?
Better safe than sorry.
Bailey Coleman and my girl Liz in for the On Assignment Tori Lowe. You're checking out The Truth 101.7.
More of the Tori Lowe Show is next on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, I want you to join me Saturday, July 22nd as the Truth and I team up for our walk against violence. Violence is a problem which impacts us all, but together we can make a difference. Tap into the Tory Lowe Show throughout the month of July as I will be joined by community leaders and policymakers to have a robust discussion on how we can curb violence while also offering resources to better serve our community. The time is now to bring an end to senseless violence in our communities. So go to 1017thetruth.com to join us for our walk against violence on Saturday, July 22nd.
Are you looking for an opportunity to better the Milwaukee community? Do you want to develop your skills for a career or job? City Year Milwaukee is recruiting for its 14th cohort of AmeriCorps members. We are hiring young adults ages 18 to 25 to serve our amazing scholars in Milwaukee Public Schools. This opportunity allows you to serve your community and gain professional development, which will allow you to enter the workforce, your next educational journey, or even stay with us for a second year of service. Visit cityyear.org to connect with our local recruiters and learn how to apply.
Hi, I'm Nicole, and I lost my 10-year-old daughter, Teresa, to COVID in just a few short days. Teresa was a healthy child who loved to dance. When Teresa got sick, I didn't think it was serious until she was rushed to the hospital. COVID and flu can be serious for anyone, but they're especially dangerous for communities of color. Please get your COVID and flu vaccines and stay up to date on all immunizations, because vaccines save lives.
To learn how to protect your family, visit vaccinateyourfamily.org/learn.
On the Rocks Premium Cocktails offer modern twists on the classic cocktails. Developed by award-winning mixologists, the On the Rocks cocktails combine premium spirits and natural ingredients. Wherever you are, On the Rocks Premium Cocktails give you the convenience of bar-quality cocktails created with brands that you know and trust, like the Effin' Cosmopolitan and Hornitos Margarita. Pour over ice and enjoy. Please drink responsibly. On the Rocks, ready-to-serve cocktails, 20 to 35% alcohol by volume.
The next disaster is coming. The time to get ready is now. Make a plan. Identify meetup locations and people you'll need to contact. Put your contact list in your wallet, on your phone, and somewhere visible in your home. Build a kit. Store enough food and water for 3 days. Don't forget your pets. And consider buying a pre-made kit. Keep at least 7 days of medication on hand. Work with your pharmacist and insurance company to secure the extra doses. Make copies of important documents. Keep them on your phone, in the cloud, or on a USB stick. Stay informed. Learn about local hazards. Take courses in CPR and first aid. And sign up for local alert systems. An early warning can give you the time you need to prepare for a fast-moving disaster. Be ready. Learn more at americares.org/send-us-in.
It's the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Was that a DJ Brother Z exclusive?
.117 The Truth. Hey, if you want to get in on this conversation with Liz and myself, Bailey Coleman, in for the On Assignment, Tory Lowe, along with Liz.
Yes.
You can hit us up on the Truth Talk and text line 833-212-1017. Going to the text line, LT said, going back to our conversation regarding the what was it? Marry before you carry. Yeah. LT said the church gave up on marry before you carry 40 years ago. It's tough to keep preaching that message when you look out into your audience and can see your money bags is not listening. Y'all saw the poor man's video last year of all of those black folks fighting in the bar on Water Street. A lot of black dudes do not care about beating up on women.
Wow.
That's deep.
We got issues. We do as a people. We do. I don't think it's all, but again, mainstream media gonna make it seem like
it's gonna make it seem like it's more than it is,
especially with us.
And since we're a part of the media, we know how that goes. We got more coming your way. We're gonna talk with Al when we get back after the break. Check it out. Bailey Colvin and Liz in for Tori Lowe on assignment right here on 101.7 The Truth.
This is two-time Emmy Award winner Telly Hughes, and the award-winning 101.7 The Truth is proud to announce our inaugural Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 12th at Riverside University High School in Milwaukee. We are bringing the community together for a family festival that will have something for everyone. So mark your calendars now and come out to enjoy the music, food, and fun at our inaugural Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 12th.
It's Big Week at Penfield Children's Center on 101.7 The Truth. Penfield serves children up to the age of 6, and they create a positive start in life for infants and children who have developmental delays or disabilities. At the award-winning 101.7 The Truth, we are proud to support a nonprofit organization who puts kids and families first. Today, we ask you to donate to a great cause by visiting penfieldchildren.org/team-truth. That's penfieldchildren.org/team-truth. Let's make an impact in children's lives together.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel you attract people who tend to be compulsive or abusive?
Do you have money problems because of someone else's drinking?
Are you afraid or embarrassed to bring your friends home?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
More than half of all adults have a family history of alcoholism.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too.
Al-Anon
and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
One smile is great, but one smile in a community of smiles is so much better. A smile has a secret power that most people don't know about. A smile multiplies. It spreads from one person to the next, stretching across entire groups of people. Smile Train knows this and is proud to be creating a wave of smiles across the cleft lip and palate community in over 70 countries. Patients, doctors, advocates, fundraisers. Collectively, our smiles are a celebration of the transformed lives of over 1.5 million children. Learn how Smile Train is helping the cleft lip and palate community at smiletrain.org/learn. Smile Train, changing the world one smile at a time.
Listen to the home of the 5K Gruber Cash Giveaway. 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
Hi, everyone. I'm Melanie Ricks with your news update. The Milwaukee Police Department requests the public's help in finding a critically missing 10-year-old named Terrion Johnson. Johnson was last seen July 2nd at about 8:40 p.m. and is described by law enforcement officials as a 4'11", 95-pound black male of medium complexion. He was last seen wearing a red shirt, orange and red shorts, and black Crocs. His last known location was in the area of 2500 block of North 10th Street. He left the location on his bicycle, which is blue, white, and silver. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Milwaukee Police Department Sensitive Crimes Division at 414-935-7405. A 15-year-old boy died at the scene of a crash early Sunday near River Road and Lamont Boulevard in Mequon. The 18-year-old driver, John Palmer Bensky, has now been charged with homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle and operating a motor vehicle while under the influence. First offense with a minor child in the vehicle. When police were dispatched to the scene, they found the driver a short distance from the car running northbound in the roadway. Bensky told them that his brother needed help, according to the criminal complaint. Mequon police said the red Hyundai Elantra was traveling northbound on River Road when the driver lost control of the car while trying to negotiate a curve. This caused the vehicle to cross the center line and strike a tree on the west side of the roadway. Police said they found the 15-year-old in the front passenger seat of the Hyundai, and Mequon officers and Southern Ozaki Fire Department personnel performed life-saving measures. The 15-year-old died from his injuries at the scene. Bensky is currently in custody, and if found guilty, he faces a maximum of more than 26 years in prison and thousands of dollars in fines. Police arrested a group of teens after they allegedly stole a vehicle and drove away from pursuing officers before they ditched the car and tried to make a run for it on foot. According to a statement from Milwaukee police, the vehicle was stolen during an armed robbery near the Mitchell Park Domes. The 13-year-old Milwaukee male driver, as well as the passengers, a 12-year-old male and two 14-year-old Milwaukee males, plus a 16-year-old Milwaukee male, were eventually arrested and taken into custody. This was the news update on 1017 The Truth. The Tori Lowe Show continues next here on the new 1017 The Truth.
We need each other.
That's facts.
I need my sisters. I need my brothers out here.
A coward dies 1,000 deaths, and for all the bootlickers, may you die 1,001.
The place for the realest conversations.
Tori Lowe, want all the action? Or you want all the smoke? Oh, this dude, I'm with all that smoke too, man.
I didn't see Ron Johnson. He trash. Chisholm is trash. How the hell you here to help us and your kids are dying in the street?
I understand that this is Milwaukee and everybody believes that if someone say something, it's snitching. It's not.
I don't care if it's the pastor. If you see the pastor ain't acting right, you check that fool. Where's the results?
Talking topics that need to be highlighted and discussed in our communities.
Would you trade places with a black person?
Yeah, sure. No, I would not.
Have you ever said the N-word? Come on, be the truth. We on the truth.
Unfiltered and unfazed. This is the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
The reason I believe the racism is getting worse is because whites know that they will be outnumbered in about 20, 21 years. They're going to be outnumbered.
Hey, Tori, man. How are you doing, brother? I'm actually from India. We brown people can totally relate with you. Sometimes it's like, did that just happen to me?
We have to not let the government mind us either.
That cop ain't never been brought to the public because he ain't normal, and he may not even exist no more.
Say no more. Release the video.
You know, you keep on doing what you're doing, man. You're going to take over this talk radio, man. Just keep on focusing on what you're focusing on. I wish you a lot of love.
God bless you, brother.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio in Milwaukee, here is Tori Lowe.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tori Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tori Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth, Bailey Coleman and Liz.
Yes. Salute.
In for the on assignment, Tori Lowe. Ooh, Liz. Boy, this conversation's been real today. Let me see. Tawana hit us up on our toll-free Talkston text line, 833-212-1017. She said, I'm loving y'all today. Missing Tori. However, you beautiful black women are rocking the mic today.
Hey, thank you, Queen.
Thank y'all for blessing the Truth Nation while Tori is on assignment.
Yes.
Hey, we feel blessed too.
We do. All the way up. It's all the way up.
We got to go to the phone lines now. Al is waiting for us. Al, how you doing? Thanks for waiting. You're on 1017 The Truth.
Well, first of all, I want every one of you to have a wonderful, peaceful, stress, healthy-free holiday, and don't let nothing get you off your square. But the first thing I wanted to say is if this individual would have kept his hands to himself, he would have never gained his wings, okay? And you should never want to put your hands on a woman. But somebody called in and said, marry before you carry. And I like when I hear people say that because I want to share with you, if you did not ask for it on the first and second date, and you wasn't trying to leave your vanilla frosting and that chocolate cupcake, you wouldn't have to worry about marry before you carry. But I find it mighty odd. We can quote these Bible verses and talk about we Hebrew, but when it comes down to it, that chocolate cupcake got that vanilla frosting, the first thing you want to say is not mine. And another thing why you want to talk about it, I love it when black men always want to say, oh, I can't mess with black women. But you be the first one running around town for the non-black women who don't even want to touch you because you below average because your 7 can't compete with the 21, 22, 23-year-old who got that 11 and a half. That's why you always mess with them non-black women, and you only do it if you can hit it from the back. Because a real black woman, you're going to have to bring that pain. But I find it mighty odd when it comes to black women, or we want to talk about marry before we carry, but you be the first one to try to give it up on you, to be the first one to ask on the first and second day. But then when you start gaining weight down the road and she leaking from her breast because of you, you want to say it's not mine, but y'all be the first quoting Bible verses of buffoonery. How dare you? And the other thing is, can we please stop talking this marry before you carry? Because a lot of our parents and grandparents was born like that, and you still love them with unconditional love. The main thing is, if you have a child, give them love. I don't care if you're not married. I don't care if you're married. They need love. So while we quote marry before you carry, maybe you can run back to the kids that you ran out on because you was too strung out on crack and dope, running after that woman who don't even want to touch you.
Come on, Al.
I see a lot of this in the street, and it really hurt my heart when y'all sit here and y'all run out y'all kids' life when they're 13 and 14, and they at the belly of the beast, but you want to talk these religious verses, but that woman don't even want to touch you because you're short downstairs, but you want to sit here and talk about marry before you carry, and then you don't even want to pay no child support. Have a good day.
Come on, hey.
Oh, okay.
Only,
Let me just
only like Al can.
Look.
Only like Al can.
came and got everybody together
Gave him
from
the
the
smoke.
beginning.
God don't do it, it won't get done.
Al came through and got everybody together from
Salute.
beginning to end. If y'all didn't get together, if y'all didn't get it together off Al will put it together for you.
I mean, a rap, you know? Because, I mean, realistically, like me and you were saying before, like we have to be realistic. I don't think we being realistic when we're talking about, you know, the L's of our community and the powers that we have.
Yes.
So, like Al stated, you know, when we go to the truth.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
That it takes a man and a woman to create this child. And if the man didn't go and, like Al stated, you know, put the filling in the cupcake.
In the cupcake. The
You know?
vanilla wait a
Yeah.
minute, the chocolate cupcake with the vanilla icing.
Yeah.
I was blown away. I was like, okay.
I mean, and in reality though, like he stated, it really does, because when we think about how as black folks we were on breeding farms, how we were treated like animals, how, you know, there's a method to our madness.
Right. Can I just say this? Okay, first of all, right there, that was the first time I've ever heard of when Jay mentioned it, marry before you marry before you carry. In those terms.
Right.
That was my first time. And when I guess I wasn't as descriptive as I could have been earlier when I said that there's a reason.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I had you, and it's a reason. There are reasons that you only learn about.
Yeah.
After you've done it.
Facts.
And it's stuff, ladies, that nobody tells you about.
Nobody can tell you, and even if they did, you wouldn't understand it until it happened to you. So it's that hands-on.
Yes.
You know, sometimes error.
Yeah.
helps you perfect.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, the prevention later
Yes.
on down the line. But a lot of times we live and we learn.
And
Trial and error.
Trial and error. You know, it's those times when, you know, you got this baby.
Mm-hmm.
You need to go to the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to carry the carrier and the baby, and you got to get all the milk, and you got to get all the food inside. I mean, that's an easy moment, right?
Very much so.
In comparison, because you're like, okay, so I got to carry the baby. So every time I go in and out of the house to get the groceries, I got to carry the baby with me too. Because you can't risk leaving the baby alone at any point. Think about that. You put the baby on top of the car, but you can't do that. I mean, it's just a whole situation.
It's a whole situation and then some.
And that's the easy part of it. You know, that's the easy part of it.
Facts.
That's
It
just
is.
like,
It is the easy part.
you know, I learned to carry a whole bunch of stuff all at one time.
Again,
You know?
that's why I stayed in the gym.
Right. Right. I mean, that's the easy part. There are so many things that you encounter and so many situations that you're in
Yeah.
because you're a single parent and you got no backup. Don't be like me and live in a city and not have any family here.
Correct. But see, that's the thing, though. This is why me and Tori do what we do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because that village is needed.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's a time when you should be able to come to me as a neighbor and say, look, Liz, you know, we both.
Yeah.
As single mothers.
Yeah.
You know, because I've done it.
Oh, yeah. You got to create your own village.
You create your own
Yes.
village.
Yes.
And how you do that is how you treat individuals.
Yes.
And they see.
Yes.
And that frequency flows.
Yes.
My daughter had a village
Yes.
around her.
Yes.
You know, individuals from any job,
Yeah.
any community,
Right.
they always looked out.
Yeah.
When they seen her.
Yeah.
But it begins with the conversation and the knowing.
Exactly.
The intent.
Yes.
That you're here for all the right reasons.
Yes.
And keeping in mind that bad things happen to good people.
Yes.
And good people do bad things.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
See,
but we
because-
got to find that compassion.
Yeah. The thing is, even in that setting, when you're trying to find, you know, the village to help you, you can't trust everybody.
Again.
So another difficulty of that, you know, you gotta go through. You gotta sift
You're
through.
correct. Because
You
I'm
know?
a true believer in anything that ain't been battle tested shouldn't be trusted.
Exactly.
However, I also know that I can't do it all by myself.
You can't do it all by yourself. No, that's another part of the difficulty. You can't do it all by yourself, but you got to find people that you can trust that
You
will
do.
help you, and you got to build that village around you.
You're
Because
correct.
I had no relatives here, so it was just myself and my son. But shout out to some of my villagers.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because they were definitely there for me, and I was there for them. You know.
I mean, I'm a true believer in that sometimes family ain't even family, you know?
Yeah.
Tori's more close than me than some of my blood family members because blood don't make us family, loyalty do.
Yeah.
And anytime the chip was down, if I put the symbol up, Tori coming.
Right.
You know? So
Right.
it's one of those things, too, that you have to understand that when you start to maneuver in this life, especially amongst our people, when I started to vibe higher, then I started to attract those that had wings.
Right.
And that wasn't low vibrational.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but even in the instance of me facing the low vibrational, I know how to handle that. The approach that I give.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of the times the people that came off more difficult were the ones that was more wounded.
Mm-hmm.
So I approached that with more love.
Right.
Because
right.
I understand I done been in the darkness before.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But the power that we have as black men and black women, the reason the world want to keep us divided because they understand the frequency.
Right.
That we have when we on the same page.
Yes. Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And I think right now it's a pivotal time because we rock bottom. And the only way is up. This the worst it can get. For us as a people, I feel personally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think at the same time, the worst thing that happened to you can become the best thing that happened to you. Because in my life, the worst things that ever happened to me made me the Liz Brown I am today.
That's true.
That'll go 10 times the hard way.
Yeah.
For the black man, the black woman, and the black child, because I understand the power that we have as a collective.
Right.
Even if we agree to disagree.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, the main idea, we have a goal, and by any means necessary, we gonna get it done.
Truth Talk and text line 833-212-1017. And let's see, I don't have a name on this one, but she said, Liz Brown, I never thought of it that way. My daughter is 33 and she's gay, and I love her to death, but she also picks projects. You're talking about your daughter picking projects earlier.
Being hurt will have you picking projects, you know, because again, you trying to understand the tragedy, the how you triumph, and a lot of times we bond due to the tragedy.
Yeah,
because that's what we have in common.
Yeah.
A lot of these children who are fatherless, they're bond just on the strength that they didn't have a father.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes when you put two negatives together, you can get a positive. It depends.
I mean, we've been bonding this whole time,
Correct.
being single mothers around the same age kind of situation. Yeah, we
got more in common than we have not.
Yes,
we
do.
just don't have the conversations.
One
that's
child,
right?
But I always say when it comes to the one child thing, because people ask you
all the time,
you only had one?
And
why you only have one?
My mother said you should have been the one that had the most because you're a great parent. But at the same time, too, when I found out my daughter daddy was a deadbeat, you not gonna get me twice. Fool me once.
I know that's right. Yes, I know that's right.
Fool me once.
Fool me once. You know what? That is so true. And I mean, personally, it's just my preference. I didn't want to have a bunch of, you know.
I did, though. Bailey, I truly did.
I didn't think I was going to have the one I had. It was total surprise. I did want a child. I did. I bugged God a long time about that. But I learned when praying that I should have prayed for the marriage first, and then and then the child, and then the rest will come with it. But I mean, it happens how it happens. And I wouldn't change a thing because
what's meant to be
exactly.
And when it's not, it's no longer my business.
Exactly.
That's how I look at it.
Exactly.
You know, like in the beginning, I didn't think I wanted to go to the Marines and retire out of the Marines. I wanted to spend the rest of my life in the Marines. God knew better. He said, no, you're not going to do that.
Yeah.
I passed the physical exam and I also passed the pregnancy test.
Okay. You was like, woo, got that out the way. All right, y'all ready?
However, it was the best thing that ever happened to me, you know, because the reality of bringing this child into the world that didn't ask to be here, because that's the main idea.
Right.
Our children didn't ask to be here. It was two consenting adults that got together majority of the time, you know, and brought this life after having
Wait, hold on. Let's go back. You said it's two consenting adults
who decided to get together and bring life.
Majority of the time.
Majority.
So are you saying that somebody wasn't an adult in the situation?
No, what I'm saying is sometimes
adult?
it's children that are here that are products of rape.
Okay.
So both parties wasn't consenting. However, the main idea is that this child is here that didn't ask to be here. Our children did not ask to be here.
Right.
And I think a lot of times we get so bombarded with being the parent that we forgot that we signed up for this.
Oh, we signed up for the whole kit.
You understand?
Girl, we signed up for beginning to end. Everything's going on in it. And they ain't never, I understand. I have talked to older people, and I understand they never go away. They never stop being your kids.
When I die, I will be known as somebody's mother, and I love that.
Kendall's mom.
That's the best thing that ever happened to me, you know. But at the same time, your baby is my baby.
Exactly.
And if I got it, they can get it.
Exactly.
And if he out of order, I'm going to put him in line.
There it is. There it is.
And vice versa.
Exactly.
You know, these are babies, and I think just in totality, the world has always put us on this scale where they wanted to divide the black man and the black woman because they understand we built America. We built this.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're the reason why everybody else is comfortable and we not. So in reality with that, look here. Black man, you trying. Black women, we trying. That's all we need to understand is that we trying, and we have to make sure that we give each other the room to grow, to learn, because one thing for sure and two for certain, we was all indoctrinated.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we have to have that leniency.
Yeah.
Because when we're talking about black men just having babies and leaving, the breathing farms was real.
Ooh, yeah, yeah.
Where they would put a bag over the mother head and make the son have sex with her.
Oh, my God.
You understand? So when we're talking about the truth,
Mm.
you didn't wake up and act this way. You were trained to be this way.
Yeah.
And so this is the main reason why you should forgive yourself, forgive our ancestors,
Yeah.
and move forward with the intent to love and make sure that we allowing each other to grow, because we wasn't ever given that chance to do that.
Liz, you in here preaching today, child. I don't even know. Let me go and get my fan. Get my church fan out here and get the fan.
Pop the fan out.
Pop the church fan out on you, girl. Let's see here. Going back to the Truth Talk and text line at 833-212-1017. To your last caller, it was your mother. Oh, was it the mother or the sister that would not have? Oh, she's talking about the caller that had the people staying in her apartment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and some of that. So, all right. Let's run the break. Get in on more of our conversation right here on the True Talk and text line 833-212-1017. We'll be back right after this.
Don't touch that dial. The Tori Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is 1017 The Truth's Telly Hughes, and the time is now, Milwaukee. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly is a show that's committed to creating a healthy space and dialogue every single morning for full transparency when it comes to issues and perspective through the African American lens. So listen to Truth Be Told with me, Telly Hughes, every day from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance, because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips that you plan in advance, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends for which you make a group chat 3 months before so that nobody or anything is missing? Or your daughter's first birthday party. You planned it with such dedication that instead of the first, it felt like our 15s. The same way you plan each detail for those moments. Start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
More of the Tori Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Woo! Y'all ain't know how, right? Love that on that beat. Let's go. Woo, woo. No masterpiece. Hey. 10 bad babs and they after me. Bad. One bad look like a masterpiece. Looking for a dunk like an athlete. Big drip, what you call it? Big drip. Ice chain, peeled water. Ice. You got the cab, but can't afford them. Cash. You got the bad, but can't afford them. Give me the beat, I ride it like a jet ski. Hey. Some of the bad, they harassing me. Bad. They like me cause I rap and be with the athletes. Stop asking me, I know they mad at me. Hop in the coupe, then I slide like it's Vaseline. West Coast 6, jump like a trampoline. Take a brick out, put it on the triple beam. I'm not from Canada, but I see a lot of teams. Dismantle her, I know how to handle her. Light the candle up, make you put a banner up. Toss a 50 up, make them tie the club up. Took your bitch out the game, I had to sub her. No masterpiece. 10 bad babs and they after me. One bad look like a masterpiece. Looking for a dunk like an athlete.
1017 The Truth. Bailey Coleman and Liz in for the on assignment Tori Lowe. Liz, how we surviving so far, girl?
Hey, we getting it done.
Hey.
We getting it done. American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. Look here, we making it do what it do.
All right now. All right. Hey, let's go back to the phone lines. Winky Blue, how you doing? You're on with Bailey and Liz on for Tori Lowe on 1017 The Truth.
Hey, good afternoon to you guys. I was listening, and I had a question because I heard the word project come up, and it came through from a caller, and I think Liz had talked about it. What are we talking about when we talk about projects or project? What is that? What is that?
Liz?
Project as far as what? What do you mean? The projects, the PJs, the public housing? What you talking about?
Yeah,
We're touching on a lot
I
of
heard
things.
y'all talking about, well, she was talking about somebody is a bisexual or something, and then her daughter is thank God for projects. So what project are they talking about?
So what I was
I'm lost at.
the project that I was talking about, I was saying, well, my daughter, when she dates, it seems to be a project. She finds somebody that's broken that she can try to fix, or she's trying to help them. So you have individuals who are broken that usually gets into these relationships where they're trying to mend together because they're they're unstable or they're hurt. So they're trying to fix another individual in a relationship, and that turns out to be a project, is what I called it.
Are they hurt from another relationship, or
just life in general? Relationship, not having a father, your mother wasn't there. I mean, you name it. Whatever that there is, usually.
Well, now come on, Liz. You handling me too rough. Now let's have a conversation. You're too broad now. We want to. If you're talking about a person that has had no father, or which is the majority in society at home, white folk ain't got no daddies either. So I'm tired of them running around making it seem like only black folks don't have dads. As a matter of fact, there's more whites that have left their children.
We know that though, Winky Blue. We know that though. You know, you're saying it's too broad, but our community is broad. So I'm bringing it to you like I know how. And at the end of the day, your perception of whatever it is you're taking it and where you want to spin it is on you. What I'm telling you is.
No, I'm not trying to spin it anywhere. I'm trying to get an understanding.
Okay, so what understanding you trying to get? Because you saying you tired of what people trying to say, and then you trying to bring it back to the black and white.
You want to fight, Liz? Liz, you trying to fight with me, baby? Why you trying to fight?
Winky Blue.
I'm just asking a question.
You got my personal number. Call me.
Well, no, you making a public statement though.
Okay.
So I think the public.
It was personal though. It was personal.
Uh,
it was my personal statement about my daughter.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you at that point.
Is that good enough for you?
One more thing before you kick me out of here. Now, when we talk about the blacks, when we talk about the women that were raped, how they made the slave masters made the children inbreed, go back in onto their mothers. Now that was, we know that this is factual. I believe that.
A lot of
really
people
believe
don't know
that's
that.
factual. I can't hear you.
I said a lot of people don't know, especially when we're talking about the
Right.
generations of our children who the stories have been whitewashed. A lot of this is brand new.
It is. However, I have a question.
Okay.
Do you think all of that was that a very minimum, or was that a majority of people that suffered that? And I'm in no ways trying to dismiss the anguish and the cruelty that we went through as a people. However, my question is, we push these thoughts out there so broad, so much, so we actually, it almost seems like every slave was a victim of incest or incest forced upon them, or every captured slave that was bought here was a queen or king, and these are the things that I think, because the black man in America is powerful, very powerful, we don't seek any power. We don't seek any power because we're powerful already. Other groups seek power because they're not powerful. So when I listen to these things, and it I don't know, sweetie. I just had to call in because y'all doing a magnificent job on the radio, and I thought I'd just make some trouble, okay?
Hey, well, you already know it's love. We connect in the streets. However, that was powerful what you stated, because that's true what he stated. And the reality of, we also know that a lot of us was already here and wasn't brought here from slavery. So that's neither here nor there. When we're talking about the ideologies that I'm stating, a lot of these stories was whitewashed. A lot of books was burned. A lot of history wasn't told.
Right.
So right now that we in the front, you can't understand where you going if you don't know where you and your people been.
Exactly.
So the reality of your Winky Blue saying, these ideas that's being pushed, we didn't know nothing about this. This wasn't told to us.
Mm-hmm.
This is us doing the research and us knowing better and doing better.
Right.
So this is brand new to a lot of our people, and the goal is to make sure that the damage that we've done by our past being whitewashed is to get the truth, because only until you have the truth can you see who the true enemy is.
Exactly.
Because we're not each other's enemy.
Go to the phone lines again if you want to get in. Okay. We gonna go to break right quick. 1017 The Truth. We'll be back with Tori Lowe.
Hey.
They are our cuddlers and coworkers, purr machines and love bugs, and constant companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life so much better. When we face unexpected challenges in life, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people who love their pets and the pets who love their people, ensuring these families stay exactly where they belong, together. And you have something to offer. With an open heart and mind, there's nothing you can't do. There's no gesture too small or too big when it comes to helping. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. You can help keep pets and people together. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Did you know half of all cats in the United States don't see a vet on a regular basis? Hi, I'm Kat Dennings, and I love cats. Like, really, really love them. Seriously. That's why I'm here to ask you to take your cat to the vet each and every year. I'm working with Royal Canin and Orphan Kitten Club in their program Mighty Cat, the first grant program in the world to protect and care for newborn kittens. For the Take Your Cat to the Vet initiative, which encourages cat owners across the country to schedule annual vet visits. Since it's tricky to decode our cat's behavior, it is super important to collaborate with your veterinarian to uncover any potential illnesses and learn the signs that something could be wrong. As pet owners, it is our responsibility to make sure cats of all ages have a chance to live a full and happy life by providing the care they need and deserve. Visit orphankittenclub.org/mightycat to learn more.
Kids across America are going to school hungry. Millions of kids every day. Hungry kids get sick more often and can struggle in school. It can be harder for them to focus and learn. But one simple thing can help change all of this for a hungry child in America. Good, healthy food and the energy it brings. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures.
We want to ensure that all of our kids have healthy meals every day.
Thank you.
Thank you for helping feed our kids.
To learn more about ending child hunger in America, go to helpnokidhungry.org today.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Aging and longevity, the spending power of women, and the rise of a new majority. Those are the three layers that make up the cake at Cake Ventures, a venture capital firm investing in forward-thinking and diverse founders. Investing in companies that reflect where things are going means looking for founders and ideas in places where other firms aren't, sometimes literally. Despite being based in San Francisco, Cake Ventures founding partner Monique Woodard told Bloomberg that more than half of the companies Cake invests in are not from the area.
And that's something that we'll continue to press on. You know, I think that great innovation comes from many different places, and we're excited to invest in places that are outside of Silicon Valley, as well as companies that originate from right here.
Cake Ventures has put money into a behavioral health platform, a video-first dating app, an SEC-regulated stock market for collectibles, and more. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
The Tori Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yeah. Caught the fire, man, she a hot girl. Don't shake something. I don't know how to dance, but can lean. And make the ghetto women put their hands on their knees. Make the ghetto women put their hands on their knees. Make the ghetto women put their hands on their knees. I don't know how to dance, but can lean. And make the ghetto women put their hands on their knees. Make the ghetto women put their hands on their knees. Make the ghetto women put their hands on their knees. Yeah. Call the fire, man, she a hot girl. Put her out. Ooh, I just broke a sweat in the get a towel. She say nothing been happening now. It's a drought. I tell her put her in the L. Break it down. Go get in time out, you a baddie. Just sit me a spot with the addy. I get up and pop me a pop. I get up and pop me a. I get up and catch me a flight. Took me about 4 hours, went out the cab. And it don't matter how much she say it, it still ain't no way she can make me a daddy.
1017 The Truth, Bailey Coleman and Liz in for the on assignment Tori Lowe. But you know how Tori is.
Yes, sir.
He gonna make sure that he check in at every point of his on as his on assignment. This happens.
The most
Tori, okay.
Most requested advocate.
Okay, Tori, what's going on?
Hey, how y'all doing? Salute,
Hey.
how y'all doing up there? Hey, Truth Nation. Look, I appreciate y'all for, helping me out while I'm on assignment.
No doubt.
Bailey Coleman, Elizabeth Brown.
Hey.
Powerful conversations as always.
Yeah, we trying to hold it down for you. We gotta hold it down for you.
Hey, I appreciate that. I got to call in and let everybody know, Truth Nation, how proud I am of y'all for being able to speak to the community, especially now during these times where we need to have a clear understanding more now than ever. I heard a little bit of the conversation. I wasn't sure I didn't catch all of it about marry before you carry.
Yes, sir.
And that is, I guess I don't qualify because I was born out of wedlock.
Hey,
So,
Don't none of us qualify. Don't none of us qualify.
I guess I ain't good enough. So we'll have to be going according to that. Plus from my understanding, God impregnated Mary out of wedlock.
Come on.
God wasn't married to Mary, and then he sent an angel to check Joseph.
Come on.
Because
come
Joseph
on.
was about to put her away.
Come on.
So Jesus was born out of wedlock.
Come on. Hey, say that.
Yeah.
Say that, King. Hey,
So,
it's real
so
life.
understand that.
Hey, look here.
So hey, look, hey, if y'all mad at that, then y'all how y'all love Jesus?
Oh man.
Again, I was just telling Bailey, Tori, I said we got to figure out how we want it. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't have it all ways. It's like America has given us this unrealistic ideology of how we supposed to be, and everything they told us that supposed to work on the flip side don't work. You know, how you telling us to pull up ourselves up by our bootstraps, and then when we do, you bum the cities, you bum them towns. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what we supposed to do?
well, Western culture was only to use black people as free labor.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
And when we used their philosophies, we weren't included. Even in the Constitution,
come on.
We and when they first wrote it, we wasn't included in a lot of things.
1770s.
So when we come up in America, we are using ideas that we weren't even included to benefit from.
Come on.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
So many times we have to make the adjustment. So that's why I say it's time to regroup, rethink, and reshape the black man, woman, and child, because of many of our ideologies and our concepts that we got from Hollywood, television, education, we weren't included on the beneficial side of that. We was just thrown in.
Yeah.
So we got to reshape things many times so we can understand that we got to use ideas more able to get us to progress. And many times, if a black man progress, he becomes a threat because he was never meant to be competition for the other races. He was only meant to be somebody that they can use to gain wealth or take some of his creativity or, use his family as they want to gain for themselves.
Correct.
And never it was for the black family to be made whole in America.
Ain't that crazy?
Hey, look
That's
here.
crazy.
Hey, speaking of, Tori, I have a question for you about this, what the Supreme Court did. Because me and Bailey was talking about it.
Right.
The backlash. Well, America is agreeing. Was that an agreement? You said that America was agreeing that they should?
Well, there was a poll out that America agreed that the the results of the civil rights movement should be done away with. But more in depth, we're talking about the striking down of being able to use your race as a way to get into college, as a part of a consideration to get into college.
Okay, so Tori, the question that I have for you, because again, these were Asian Americans that filed this lawsuit to have this
white and Asian, yep.
Yeah.
To have this overturned. Now we know during the pandemic that they had the Asian hate that made it seem like black folks was just attacking Asians, when in reality black folks was the ones that was being attacked. Now that the real numbers are out, and the Asians in this case right here, in their words, they said black people, due to blacks that was taking their spot, that they were being denied a seat at Harvard and North Carolina due to black individuals taking their seats when it came to admissions and going to college. But at Harvard, Asians were 27.9%, while black individuals being enrolled was 15.2%. So the question that I have for you is, do you feel that the Asians that brought this forward, just because everybody is sensationalizing the fact that it's the civil rights,
right,
that's being
and let me clarify that it was a poll from ABC
What's
News.
Your question?
Oh, I was getting to that. My question for you was, do you feel that this is an attack on civil rights?
I believe a lot of things are being undone right now that where black is associated with. And I think it's two counts. I think it's twofold. I think that blacks should have remained segregated in the movement that they have because we have been treated the most savage than any race in America. But blacks have conjoined the black fight with the LGBTQ, with the transgender. We have put the cape on for everybody else. So now our cause is diluted. That made it so weak right now that when you talk about black causes, we have become so diluted with so many other causes that they can do this, that they can actually do it. Because when you talk about critical race theory, they don't tell you that they had the LGBTQ history in that bill too.
Facts.
Everything we do now is so conjoined and so diluted that now the rights that we fought for can be undone because they'll put us in the front, the black face, but yet if you continue to read, you'll see all these other people in there. So we have softened up to the point now that they can do this.
Mm-hmm. I was talking to
And
Bailey.
it's largely we have been tricked to
Bamboozled.
dilute a lot of the things that we fought for.
Hoodwinked.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling Bailey, you know, when we talk about civil rights, I think they sensationalizing this because the elections is coming up, and they know usually we'll be the battle ram. But in reality, when we're talking about civil rights, white women benefited more from civil rights than we have.
From affirmative action. From affirmative action, especially when it comes to jobs and economics.
And college. Because again, when I'm talking about Harvard and North NC, where they were complaining why this lawsuit was set, black folks is the least.
Right.
Matter of fact, the 15.2% is more than black folks in the nation that's being accepted into Harvard. However, you got the Asians with 27.9% being accepted.
Well, I'll say that. Well, hold on. Let me say this. They put black out there, but if you start reading a lot of this, when they say race and sexual orientation, they got to add all that in there, but they put the black part in the front.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just black. It's a lot of things that's in there, but the headlines is gonna say black because they need us to be upset and get upset and protest to get their agendas across.
Yeah.
It's just like Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter, it was George Floyd was the face, but the LGBTQ community and the transgender benefited from Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, King, we got to take this break, but when you come back, we want to get your final thoughts. 101.7 The Truth, Liz and Bailey checking in for Tory Lowe, and when we get back, we're going to get his final thoughts on how he think we done today, Queen.
Okay.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, I want you to join me Saturday, July 22nd as the Truth and I team up for our walk against violence. Violence is a problem which impacts us all, but together we can make a difference. Tap into the Tory Lowe Show throughout the month of July as I will be joined by community leaders and policymakers to have a robust discussion on how we can curb violence while also offering resources to better serve our community. The time is now to bring an end to senseless violence in our communities. So go to 1017thetruth.com to join us for our walk against violence on Saturday, July 22nd.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Telly Hughes with his truth.
I have a question. Besides athletes and entertainers, who do our black and brown youth have to look up to? Who are the influencers and role models our adolescents strive to become? Because we all know there are no more Cosby shows or any other medium that drives home what a successful black household looks or operates like. Seeing is believing, but if there's a lack of positive portrayals of black men, then the unsubstantiated stereotypes will continue to be perpetuated and played out in society and social media. The absence of mainstream positive black male role models put our black and brown youth in a peculiar spot because they haven't been properly trained on what it takes to become a productive citizen, nor have they had the luxury of being exposed to the process. Like it or not, We all are influencers in some form or fashion, whether it's recognized by the public or just your immediate family and friends. We all must be cognizant of the moves we make because there's always someone watching, which in essence make you an influencer. Take that responsibility, put it near and dear to your heart, and no matter how hard the struggle may get, continue to lift as you climb. I am ready to take on that responsibility. Are you?
This has been Truth Takes on the new 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Truth Be Told with DT and Telly weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Starlight Children's Foundation brightens the lives of sick kids like my son Finn, who was born with congenital heart disease. Learn more about Starlight by visiting starlight.org today.
Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers.
You are listening to The Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. Birds of a feather, they flock together. They make you a sucker. With nobody. If you ain't mom tired, then it's.
We back.
We better put a wrap on it, though.
Hey, yeah, we got to wrap it up. It's been a beautiful thing. We got the King, Tori Lowe, on the lines. What's your thoughts, King? What's your final thoughts on how me and Baby did
I'm
today?
gonna end it like this. I appreciate y'all for stepping in, filling in for the show today. Is a blessing. Truth Nation, I thank y'all for participating. It's always great to hear great conversations about the things that we need to discuss and the things that we need to pay attention to. And once again, hey, this ain't the first time, this ain't the last time.
Hey.
And I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed to have you guys, Bailey Coleman, Elizabeth Brown, on my show today. And look, I can't say how grateful I am.
Hey, look here, your birthday coming up. Salute to my daughter because she's a Cancer too. Her birthday today, Tori Lowe birthday, is right around the corner, King. I honor you, I salute you, and I hope that your birthday give as much love as you give our community.
I know that's right.
And again, hey, it's no better time than the present for the love that you show our people, for us to show you that love. I'm definitely going to make sure I give you your flowers while you here.
There you go.
And I just want to thank you for the opportunity to fill in some big shoes.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
It's an honor.
Absolutely. Total honor. I totally appreciate filling in for you, Tori. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And it was powerful, too, Bailey Coleman. This sister right here.
No, man. I had to step back and let you do your thing because I was like, she got something to say.
As always. But everything I say it with love because, like I said, if don't nobody know nothing else about Liz Brown, she loved the black man, woman, and child.
I know that's right.
And as a whole, hey, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get us in a better position than I found us in.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Truth Nation, it was an honor as always. We thank you. And Bailey Coleman, take it away.
Hey, girl. Truth Nation, it's been a total blessing filling in right here for my guy, Tori Lowe, on 1017 The Truth. I'll be back with you on Wednesday. Until then, have a wonderful 4th of July.
Yes.
We'll see you then.